everyone's having a good day. Welcome on in. Hi, Vile. How you doing? I hope your weekend was good. Let me just switch screens really quickly. To this one. They're still in a bit of a weird order. Hello. So we haven't got any lights on today except for the main one up there, which is why it looks a little bit shadowy. That's fine. We go with that today. Today we're in a minimalist mode. Echo, welcome on in. And Echo, welcome on in. I hope you're both having a good day. And hi, Shifty. Oh, God. You can't hear it, but I can hear it. I don't need to hear myself in the background. Oh, dear. Oi. Welcome on in, Shifty. I hope you're doing well. Oh, dear. I got to be like a proper modern Shifty stream yesterday. I banned like 10 people. It might have been after stream, but I still did it. I banned so many people. Long days and sadly very smoky, but otherwise good, so you're still safe. Do you mind if I just turn the music down a little bit? Sorry. Ooh. So quiet that you can't even hear it at all. Oh dear. I'm glad you're still okay, but yeah, I hope things literally chill out near you soon. Yeah. Also, Sleeves, good morning. I hope you're having a good day. I did do proper mod things. I banned so many people. What was it? It was just somebody who'd made like a lot of alternate accounts, and they were not ideal. They were someone that I had actually banned I banned myself. My mod team had banned for me like a couple weeks ago, I think. So I just went through their ban list and added them to Shifty's. Oh dear. Having a good day, hope you've been well. I've been okay. If anyone is curious, we've been very busy here. I have not been super well, but it makes sense because I'm doing a lot of work at the moment. So yesterday I had a migraine most of the day. So today we're not having any of the sound alerts on just because it's a little bit much still. But today I feel okay. And Sunday, oh no, let's go all the way back to Saturday actually. Saturday we had a bit of an incident here. It was fine, it sounds a lot worse than it was. You have to bear in mind, like, most of our stuff is packed up and not even in the house, it's in like the garage or the shed. So we don't actually have a huge amount of stuff in this house other than in this specific room and like in the kitchen. We had a bit of a flood, a small flood, just a tiny little flood on Saturday right after the stream, so it's really good that I ended the stream where I did. Like, I was really like, oh man, I really wanted to play Bioshock and I was having all these tech issues, god damn it. And then 1 hour later, we had a bit of an issue. So it was really good that I was there because Shiny was on the phone to the plumber at the time, like, I'm having these issues with the boiler, I can't quite tell what's going on, and they were like fiddling with things. Suddenly I heard rushing water and I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. And I could hear like gurgling, sputter, rushing water, gurgling, sputter, rushing water. I was like, something's happening. So I like sprinted downstairs and was like, Shiny, whatever you turn, stop it. And Shiny was like, I'll give you a call back in a minute. And then we had a little hunt around. And at first we found some of it, which was in one of the bedrooms. Again, not an issue, they're completely empty. At that point, that bedroom didn't even have like interior walls. So when we weren't too worried about it, and it had flooded into the insulation, but we have rolls of insulation in the garage, so we just replaced the insulation, not a big problem. And then we got to the conservatory, which is just a puddle. Again, it's not a big issue because there's nothing in there and the house is very much a work in progress, so like when we're having these things happen, we can just fix them very quickly. It was just something that obviously we had to deal with like immediately. I did experience real life Bioshock, yeah. Shiny was like, you can't play Bioshock in game, let's have real life Bioshock, I'll flood the house. The attempts are good, but there's some big fires in Cali that are just covering us in smoke. Okay, I hope all of that, either the firefighters managed to get it under control or it naturally simmers out then. Oh dear. But yes, we had that happen. But positive, we got a load of work done on the Sunday. So obviously we did have people down on Saturday just to help fix the issues. It's just the previous house's owners have done some very peculiar things with their electrics and plumbing. Like, they seemed lovely, and like when we met them, they were really nice. They're a little bit older, but they were like really sweet and like really kind, and like if we had questions, we'd answer them and stuff like that. They were great. they did a lot of the work themselves. And you can kind of tell when something like this comes up and it's like, we have a missing circuit in this house somewhere. Like, we have the board and all the circuits going up, and we've had electricians round several times now to try and find this circuit. No idea what it's attached to. It is attached to something, but we cannot find it. It's stuff like that where it's like, you know, they've done some of their own electrics, they've done some of their own plumbing, and it's manageable unless something goes wrong, like, you know, you're redoing the house kind of thing, and then it's like, why are these attached to this? Like, why when we repressurize the boiler, does it flood our conservatory? I don't know. I don't know. Add to you two stream elements. But yeah, Sunday was a really good day. We got a lot of work done. I put a picture on the Twitter and the Discord if you're curious. It's still there. We are really cracking down on the loft room now. It looks like a proper building site. Actually, maybe I can get an image up. I've been sending plans to the people that are helping doing it because honestly, I'm not very good at communicating ideas. I much prefer just to quickly like take a picture and then do it in Photoshop and be like, this is what we want. So that's what I've been doing. Okay, thank you for the egg. Right, let me see. How can I get that image on screen? If I go into here, oh, I can just change it with this, right? If I go into pictures and go, it's gonna be really bright, heads up, because I did it really, really quickly. I just had to get some quick stuff across to them. So these are pretty intense and pretty bright. There you go, that'll do. If you're curious about where it is right now, again, it's on the Twitter. Go have a look there. This is hopefully what it's going to end up being, like this. And you can see most of the supports are actually in place for this to happen pretty quickly. So yeah, we're actually not so far off this. We do need to redo the floor, but we're gonna have to redo the support. The supports and struts, stuff like that all first. Again, the loft was a victim of, they've maybe done some of their own work or maybe got somebody in that wasn't quite as good. And so a lot of the support beams don't touch the other beams they're meant to be supporting. And so we're having to cut a lot of new ones. Again, I say I am not doing it. Professionals are doing it. We also have to put in proper insulation boards and stuff like this, but that will end up being kind of what the room looks like. So it's gonna still have these big, what would you call them, boards down it, because we need that for the support for the roof. But I can build up in between them. Do you have a comment or preplay? I do, Kai. Go onto the Twitter. It's right there. It's literally like the last picture I posted. That's why I'm like, literally, if you want to see it, it's in the Twitter. Just if you click my Twitter, it's the last picture. And this is hopefully what we get to. Because yeah, I don't have them to hand. They're on my phone, not on my PC. Or maybe they are on my PC, but I probably saved it in downloads, and I have no idea where any of my stuff that I saved in downloads is. Is it the same as on the Discord? It is, yeah. They're the same picture. So, yeah, that's the before and after. I have a few afters. Unfortunately, I do not have the befores. But that's the one that we have posted, so I'll show you that one. But yeah, it's a really, really good sized space. I can't remember if they said... I have to double check it. We've been, it's weird. I remember all of the amounts of stuff we've had to order. I don't remember any of the measurements that go with that. I'm like, yeah, we need, so for insulation boards, 22. We need 23 plaster boards and 42 meters of the wood beams. Yep. Cool. Yeah. So we got plans, we got stuff coming. Actually, I need to make sure Shiny's ordered that so we have it for next weekend, because next weekend I think there's a few things we're doing. It's a long weekend for us here in the UK just because of all the events that have happened, but that's really good because most of the people that are helping us are family or friends or family friends, you know. They're people that we just know. They're not at work, but they're happy to come help us out on the Monday. Which has been like a real blessing throughout this whole process, is family. Because like for instance, Shiny's family, a lot of them are tradesmen, so a lot of them have been coming over. Like last weekend we had a plumber and a plasterer, but like we've had other people as well. and it's like very, very handy being able to get all of that coming in. And then my family, not so many people like that, they've just been coming over and taking me out the house. Being like, get out of here. Would you like to come out of this place for a minute and come down the pub? Come with me. So it's been really nice. We've had support from both sides, and it's been really lovely. Oh, it's very nice to have that. Honestly, it's so nice. I think as well, because whenever we're in the house, both me and Shiny are like, we have to work. We've got work to do. There's so much that we can do to prepare for the next weekend. So like we need to be taken out of this place so that we stop, because otherwise we just keep going. And then we end up with like me having migraines every other day, and like I've been migraine-ish since Saturday afternoon, and it's still there today, and I'm like, although they were really nice. So some of the tradesmen were like, listen, if you want to like start beating the walls out of the like side, because we had lots of plasterboards and stuff like that, they were like, really easy, set yourself up on the other side, get your leg towards and just kick. And so I was up in the roof just like bam. Kicking all of the old boards out. It was really, really fun, because like the thing with migraines is it does, well, at least for me, it affects my vision pretty badly. So like all of the more precision stuff I couldn't really help with, and like even though the pain wasn't too bad that day, I was still like, can't really see well enough to do any of this precision stuff. So what they got me doing was just destroying. So I spent all of Sunday destroying things. It was really fun. I had a really good time. It did give me a pretty bad migraine the next day, but like I had a great time. I do not regret it, because like how often do you get to knock down walls with your feet? Never. I never get to knock down walls with my feet. So I had such a good idea. Good idea, good time. It was a good idea from them. We got 2 big in the Commonwealth. Awesome families. Heck yeah. You get 2. I think, yeah, they did mention there might be a second one. I know next weekend though, it's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday long weekend, isn't it? Right? It is next weekend. There might be another one in the future though. Me and Teacup have friends in the trade, but sadly none of them are close by. Yeah, that's one thing, is we're very fortunate to live like between our families. So it's a bit of a journey for both of them. It's not too bad. In a car, it's not too bad at all. But like we're in between, so both of them can come. It is a lot easier for one family than the other. But that, it is how it is. Dear, demolition is fun. Demolition was so much fun. I got to kick down so many walls. Oh my god, it was so good. And like, because they were done not very well, they come out really easily. So you kick them and they just go whee! And you'll have like a board just fly out, and it's very satisfying. I love to demo stuff. Oh my god, I've never done it before, and I had such a good time. I have friends in the trade, but not that trade. Listen, if you ever need friends, we can suggest some people. If you ever need trade friends, I think so far we've had like an electrician, plumber, plasterer, people that own trucks. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but I know that they own trucks. So if you ever need any of that, like, listen, like, we got you. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that's been around that isn't someone we know. I don't think so. I think we've known everyone. Well, I mean, I haven't known everyone, but Shiny has, so... Oh dear, you're only falling. Listen, I'm not falling. If you ever need any help, I'm here. Also, fine, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're having a bit of a slower day. If Ali was close by and didn't change anything, I'm like the only person that's previously worked in different trades. See, I feel quite useless because I've never... my skills were not in trade stuff. It was like, I can do houses, I can do floor plans, technical designs, all that kind of stuff. I can do that. Measurements, I'm great at. But like, I've not done anything with my hands. And so like, I've been like, I don't want to say the weak link because like, not the best way of putting it, but like, I am not tall enough to hold things. I am not strong enough to lift the heavy boards. So there's a lot of things that I am not so good at, but it turns out I'm pretty good at demolition. David T got over 9% of the family. Aw, that's cool though, that's good. I crashed through a plasterboard and scared my nephew during renovation. Oh, I should have done that. That would have been great. We had like, so the way that the roof was done before, there was plasterboard on the outside, or I guess on the inside, and then on the outside they just put up random, I think the builders described it as like very, very dense cardboard is basically what it was. And they just done really small planks of that and like hammered it in with nails. So you could just rip them off. Like they were not on there very strong. And there's like all this insulation on the inside of it. So you could just go, insulation in the bag, insulation in the bag. And that's what I was doing. MDF boards? No, not MDF, but like it's similar to that, thinner. Like MDF, if MDF was like looser than that. It makes sense. So it is really tight cardboard, but not really tight cardboard. You got a diamond? Gromit, how the hell did you get? Oh wait, I see. Hell yeah, we did. So I was going through some of the VIPs and I was like, I have some slots, let's give out some heckin' VIPs. There you go. I was like, well, you got a diamond? Congratulations. I hope it was from someone you like. Oh dear. I'll take a picture of the board and you can have a look at it. That being said, I would not recommend it in building. Not at all. I can take a picture of it, but like, it's not so good. But yeah, we've just been talking about what the loft room is going like. Thing is, it's not really cold yet here, but it is starting to get colder. Like we're starting to come into the autumn period and we want to get all the insulation sorted before it gets too cold, because otherwise we're going to be spending an arm and a leg trying to heat this house up. And since most of the insulation problems are in the loft, we are now like really prioritizing the loft and like getting it done. So it might actually be done in the next few weeks. Excuse me, which is really cool. It'd be really amazing if we could get in there before my birthday. That'd be sick. Oh dear. Do you do shifty? I have a feeling I know what it is. It's gross. It's gross and I don't recommend it. It probably didn't help that a lot of the stuff we had was like a bit moldy as well. Oh dear, winter is coming, and it's coming straight for our roof right now. Even now, like you go up into the roof and it's like, oh, it's chilly up here, isn't it? Oh dear, look at these flaps. Oh my god, wait, what is that? Wait, what is that? Vile, what have you just put in my chat? What is this? Oh, I see. Okay. From a distance, I thought the like shadow under the chin was their mouth, and they had like a really pointy chin, and I was like, what is this face? What is that? Look at those flaps. Look at these flaps. Heck yeah. Oh dear. Right, today we're going to be making the mock-up for the molded part of the costume. It is our first test, and we'll probably make quite a lot of changes from here. But since we have the pattern, I actually have some of it flattened in here right now because I only cut it out this morning. The other thing is I couldn't find any good pieces of material. Oh, Scott, welcome on in and thank you for the egg. I couldn't find any good pieces of material that were going to be big enough for the arms and the body. So what I have is this for the body and this for the arms. So it's going to be the most floral and pink molded you've ever seen. But I need quite a lot of fabric for this, so you know what, we'll just use some of those pieces. I don't think I'll be using them anytime soon. I think that's fine. I will need to move a few things around though, because some of these pattern pieces are absolutely ginormous. Specifically the one that we designed last week. Or was it last week? No, it was on Saturday, right? Yeah, that piece is huge. I will show you the plans again in case you missed it. I didn't have enough package paper to cut out the whole pattern, so I cut out half the pattern, and then I'm gonna fold it along the leg, and then we'll get two parts of the pattern. Yes, that's the plan. Oh dear, right. Ugh, let's change your screen. Down here. There you go. We're all in. I think we're not in the zoomed in view, which is good. This was the pattern stuff we did last on Saturday, I think, which is kind of taking a standard pattern and making it better for the molded. So using my measurements, adding a lot to it so that it can be quite thick. The arm, like specifically getting like a lot larger. This here is the arm. I am gonna move this off the desk for now, just because I think it'll be kind of in the way. I might even move my coffee off the desk too. Let's just wiggle everything around quickly, because this bit's not too big, but the next piece is huge. Normally I would cut these pieces upstairs, but it's so dusty upstairs right now. In my right mind, I just can't do that. Like, wouldn't be good for anyone. Do I have enough fabric for this? Jesus. Maybe. A strong maybe. I guess technically I do only need to make one arm since it's a test, but I want to make both. I want to do both. There we go. Thick or thick? Yes, would be my answer, I think. Yes, both. Oh dear. Oh, let me tuck in a little bit as well. I'm gonna be a little far away otherwise. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna be casting a lot of shadows on the costume today. I just don't really want my lights on. We're having one of those kind of days. I worked too hard at the weekend. There we go. Yeah, no, everything is going in a really good direction. Hopefully, pretty soon we'll be able to move upstairs and then I can unpack the rest of my stuff. I do want to make some like built-in shelves kind of thing. So because it's a loft room, it goes obviously taller in the center and shorter at the sides. I kind of want to build some stuff into the sides. I know that we will be having a built-in door just for easy access to the rafters, but like I would like maybe some shelves and stuff like that in there just for like, you know, easy storage. To you two stream elements. Dear, both. Dear, there we go. What? It's gonna be such a colourful arm. That's okay though. I'm assuming there's no complaints about the really, really colourful molded arm. I think it'll be cute. Be like the molded but cottagecore. Go. So this one I'm able to fold along the edge. The other arm I won't be able to because I don't have enough fabric for that. That's okay though. We work with what we've got at the end of the day. We always work with what we've got. And what we've got here is this. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And with this pattern, we'll be kind of altering it as we sew it together. So for instance, if we find the arm is way too small or way too big, we will start changing the hole that it would go into. We'll be doing all that today to try and get this pattern as good as possible. There we go. I have just left a seam allowance on the whole way around because I don't necessarily remember where I was meant to put seam allowances. I should have written some of this down, but I didn't. That's okay. Oh, there goes a pin. Some of my old pins do that, the heads come off. Okay. Okay, we got plenty of pins, we can survive. Underneath everything, the molded just want to be pretty. Exactly, they just wanted to be a princess. Oh, honestly, the lore with the molded is quite sad. Quite sad. I expect as well if the things that happened to Ethan didn't happen, if things had gone a bit differently, likely Ethan would have been turned into the molded as well. Because I think a lot of the molded though are, I feel bad and they don't feel bad. Because I think a lot of the molded, but I should say as well, probably some spoilers for Resident Evil 7. If you haven't played it and you want to, I would honestly highly recommend it. It's a really, really good game. Oh, Kai! Thank you for the follow, that's very kind of you. I'd highly recommend playing it if you haven't and you enjoy horror because it's a really good horror game. But yeah, some spoilers here. A lot of the molded, I think, do come from the ship. So it's the crew from the ship you play and kind of almost like the final act you go onto it. I think a lot of the molded are meant to be from there. But then you also know that some of them are people that have previously come to the house looking for shelter and they have become the molded because they have names in the basement of the baker's house. So it's like, well, those guys probably weren't from the ship then. They were probably just stuck in a storm. And it's kind of, I don't know, I guess it's not as sad as like some things, but it's kind of sad. The other thing is, I guess, having a little girl kind of as the big bad is very hit and miss, because like if you're just doing it for the shock factor of like they're small, yada yada, the child, no one expects the child, then it's not very good. But like the way they did it was honestly really good. Like, did I suspect them from the beginning? Kind of. But like, you know, they just wanted a family, but they had no experience with family. Like, they didn't understand how a family worked, and they had a very set idea of what they wanted, And so when people weren't playing along, they threw a tantrum, but because they're really powerful, their tantrum kills people. I didn't mind that. They're also hot. Welcome on in. We're making some test mock-ups at the moment, trying to get the pattern down. Do you like my mock-up fabric? What do you think? It's all pink. Everything's pink. I think that it suits the molded to a T. Thank you. Very Resident Evil. Heck yeah. See, this was my thoughts. I was like trying to pick it out of my fabric stash, like which really screams Resident Evil to me, and it's like it's got to be this one. Cottagecore molded. Here we go. You wait till you see what I've done with the Zoe bodysuit. It is eerily close to a gimp suit right now, which is fine. It's fine. It's kind of what it is at the end of the day, but like obviously much more decorated. Eerily close. There we go. It's almost like I swapped them. Like Zoe's meant to be all pretty and like stuff like that, and then the molded's meant to be really grim. But instead, what if the roles were reversed and the molded was pretty and pink, and Zoe has at some point got heavily into BDSM? I don't know. What if, right? There we go. Get that there. Oh dear, please use a bit of fabric on the actual. Wait, this? Oh my god, I can make them maybe like a bow or something. I don't think it would fit too well into the garbage bin aesthetic we're going for. TOS, big TOS. Oh, did I used to see you? Good morning, I hope you're doing well. I remember seeing fabric once that was repeating umbrella logos. That's really cool, actually. That's a fun one as well, because like unless you kind of were a fan of Resident Evil, you wouldn't necessarily, even actually, I don't know how much Umbrella take part in like Resident Evil 8, but they weren't very big in Resident Evil 7. I will play 8 one day, I will. It's just expensive. I haven't played it because it's expensive. They're right, there's the arms. There should be a teeny tiny arm piece, I think. I've just put it under here. There it is. Which I can make out of some of the scrap. That's an arm. This is an arm. This is the scrap then. There we go. So out of the extra piece, I can just cut this. This is like a shoulder piece. Again, may need some heavy alterations, but we'll do that when we get to it. Dear, I can't wait for Civic fabric content. I'm okay. Oh, I'm glad to hear I used to see it. Oh dear. Yeah, we're having a bit of a chiller day here today. You know how it is. Have some rough days, and so it's gonna chill. Gonna chill at the moment. And like yeah, I'm honestly really glad we can just sew, because sewing is very much my escape, and not being able to escape for 3 weeks or 4 weeks was like heavy breathing. Where do I go? I will say, damn, I need to open a window. It's getting kind of toasty in here. I was literally just saying it's getting colder, but honestly, it doesn't feel like it's getting colder. It still feels pretty toasty. I think yesterday it was pretty toasty. It was also very muggy here. Like, it was really humid. Nasty and humid. Ah, dear, they were there as the good guys at the end of 7. Oh, that was them. Okay. Yeah, I was unsure because, like, yeah, in other, I know it mentions them a little bit more, I think, in passing in the tunnels near the end, in Lucas's lab and stuff like that. And then again in the DLC, which is more focused around Chris Redfield and Lucas, it's mentioned a bit more. But in the main game, it's very much like not a big, like, I guess because it is a much smaller scale than maybe some of the other games where like the whole world is going to trash. Like Resident Evil 7 is a bit more small, but yeah, you don't really see it too much. Thankfully work isn't starting till late. Heck yeah! Also Red, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day. How's the studio building? All sanded? I can show you, if you look on the Twitter, that's where it is right now. But if I can grab the render up, I might have to go to Facecam 2 seconds, because I don't remember what I called it. There you go. That's what it's gonna look like. So if you want to see the where it is now versus where it will be in a few weeks, the where it is now is on the Twitter. I don't know where I saved the image to. It's on Twitter, whereas this is what it will hopefully end up looking like. Yes, very roughly, very roughly. Oh dear. is part of Umbrella in 7 and 8, and they are reformed and trying to fix their mistakes apparently. They got a lot of mistakes to fix. I don't know. That feels like a lot. Oh my god, I could have mannequins in each one. I mean, I'm having 6 lights in the room in total, so they're all going to be round the dividers. I didn't want any down the center because it makes it difficult for filming. But I did obviously need lights. But yeah, I could. I was supposed to work. My boss doesn't reply with feedback, so I'm weaving an ends of doing something instead. So much more chill than it could be today. Ah, heck yeah. That sounds pretty good. Heck yeah. Oh dear, right, let me switch back screens. That was just if you wanted to see. That's kind of the plans. It's still gonna take a few weeks, but we're getting there. All right, let's get this off here. I'll keep the pins in it so they stay together, but get rid of this for the meantime. And then we've got the really, really big one. Thanks, that's very excited. It is really excited. I'm so looking forward to having it in a position where I can actually use it, because it's a really good space. Like, especially comparatively to what I'm used to, at least it's huge. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to just get in there and start using it. Right, okay, this is my big piece of fabric. Bear with me, I think it's 3 meters, which is good because I can fold it in half and maybe cut both pieces at once would be ideal. Let me move my coffee. My coffee can go over there, this can go over there, this over there, okay. Get ready for our pretty pink molded. Oh dear, there we go. And it doesn't quite fit on my desk, but I think it's close enough that I can work with it, you know? Just do it bit by bit. Yeah, this was the only piece in a rush that I could find. I probably do have other pieces that would have been better, but it's alright. I don't mind having a pink molded. Alright, I think it's this way around. Yes. Which means that needs to go up to about there. But the bit that's really important is this bit, because it needs to be cut down this edge. So like there. Thanks, Patton. You're doing great. Steve, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day. We're making a pattern. Or we're not making a pattern, we're testing a pattern. So we've already designed this pattern. We did it on Saturday. Oh, that's too hard. But now we're testing it out to see how well it works, and if we have to make any alterations, we'll do it once it's on fabric, rather than making the alterations on paper. And I think this might actually need... Oh, good God. I think like this. There we go. That might be better. There we go. There we go. That fits now. I have a week of minimalization decluttering before I hibernate for winter. Post this bout of work. Living out of a suitcase has made me want to destash everything that's in storage. That's very fair as well. Like, if you feel like you can live on less and it takes up less room in your house, why not? Dear. I mean, we're not minimalist in our hobbies, but in everything else we are. Probably because both our hobbies are kind of expensive. Shiny really likes Lego. Anyone who likes Lego knows what kind of hobby that is, I think. And obviously I really like sewing. I do like Lego as well, but I am definitely more into the sewing side of things. And my one, maybe not quite as expensive per purchase, but it kind of adds up over time and takes up a lot of space. And then Shiny's takes up a lot of space and is very expensive. Ah, dear. Gonna buy all the boxes from IKEA? Heck yeah, stackable IKEA boxes are the best, that's what I'm thinking. I do like Wilco plastic boxes. It's basically the same thing. It's just these ones are not maybe the most aesthetic, but they are see-through and that's helpful. So I do kind of the same thing, just with Wilco stackable plastic boxes. It's been great. Ah dear. Ah dear. That's what I'm thinking, yeah! Can I get out of this way fast? You just like support, so it actually hurts me to think how I could slow roll and thing. Right. I dislike people who are probably drunk or not in their right mind donating to the channel. And like the reason it makes me think that about you sometimes, Stubble, is because you'll say that you've been drinking and that you've been doing this and the other, and it makes me uncomfortable to receive money from someone who is actively posting in chat about how they are not in their right mind. That's what makes me uncomfortable. That's why I don't like it. That's why you've been timed out or banned before. It's because I don't want money from someone who is not in a good place like that. Yeah. It contradicts my personal morals. Oh, my legs are not going to be long enough. Oh dear. That's okay. We'll add a bit of fabric from the other side and make the legs longer. You know, little tiny legs. Oh dear. Mine just takes up space. You've got a wonderful hobby file. Really good. Love that hobby. Oh dear. I feel bad for gallivanting around the country and all my stuff being in several rooms at home. Yeah, I have too much stuff, but the hobby itself has so much stuff. Obviously, I'm keeping my fabrics. Oh, of course. Well, with fabrics as well, you just never know when you'll find it again. Oh dear. I knit and I'm doing other crafts my partner builds.
At a crafty jellyfish.
Thank you for the 1,000 bits. It's very heckin' kind of you. You don't have to do that to be here, Stoople. I don't want you to feel like you have to come in and throw bits. You'd be welcome just to come in and chill out with everybody else. You know? I think hobbyists know how it is, but I could probably potentially get rid of some stuff. Again, thank you, Stoople. It's very kind of you. I detry stuff from crafts. I don't do any more before move last year. Oh! To be fair, I feel like moving is a really good opportunity to go through that kind of thing. Especially if it's a little bit overwhelming and you have a lot of stuff. There we go. Let's cut down here. And if I get the majority of this cut out, I can just quickly add some for the end. It doesn't really matter if it's too long, but if it's too short, it'll be a pain. So I'd rather do it like this. Okay. And there we go. Wow. I'm very on point, more than you think. Sorry, I have work to say that. Right, I'm recruiting you when I used to do it. Red always seems like a very organized and down-to-earth person. I feel like they'd be a really good cleaning buddy. Or like decluttering buddy, maybe. I could be wrong, but it feels like they got that kind of thing, you know, in... I'm confused as what's happening. Yeah, me too. You and me both. We went from 60 square meters plus 40 square meters in 2 apartments to one with 70 square meters and needed for everything. No way around destashing and sorting many things. Yeah, I guess it feels well like that kind of... I guess I'm in the opposite in that I've had more and more space to feed into this as time goes on. But yeah, to be fair, I've been hoarding it for a while, so it's not even like I can give that as a proper excuse because, yeah. Oh dear. There we go. Please don't shh other members in chat. That's kind of rude, Stooble. Not up for that. Don't be shushing each other. That's rude. Once again, I want to make it very clear, donating money will not stop you getting a ban if you're being a rude shit. I've said it to you before, and I'll say it to you again. Oh dear. No way we could find a bigger apartment in Cologne that was still affordable and not in the worst possible parts of the city. Yeah, I think we've all been there. It's like the choice between the space and living somewhere that you're actually comfortable in. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that was us with Cardiff. I never streamed from Cardiff for a reason. But it was that sort of position where it's like, we wanted to live in Cardiff, but it was so heckin' expensive for like the smallest place. We had, I guess, probably in a similar position, but like we had a kitchen where both me and Shiny couldn't be at the same time because you couldn't, if somebody was in there and you opened the door, you would hit them. Like that's how small it was. And obviously we managed, oh actually I should do it on that side. We managed, we got by, it was fine. But like, it wouldn't have been a very easy place to stream from because I was always in the living room. So I would have always been in someone's way. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to constantly be in the way. So yeah, we held off. Is that right? Or is that too short? No, I think that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's cut that piece out as the extra. Ah, dear. That's not a home, that's a cupboard. I mean, you're not wrong. I can't say that you're wrong. It was definitely a cupboard. But that's kind of what it's like in Cardiff. It's really tight. On space at least, really tight. There you go. I read my place with a tiny kitchen like that. Luckily it wasn't just me there. Oh no, luckily it was just you there. I was gonna say, wait a minute. Like, don't get me wrong, I like company, but it's unlucky. Oh dear. My partner lived there before and had a very safe full-time job with my answer to keep, so no choice about the city. Yeah, that was kind of the same position we were in. Was like, it would have been very difficult. What's it called? You know what, Stubble, come back another day when you're in a better place, man. Because like, listen, I appreciate the donations, but you've been nothing but rude. And I'm not gonna have you in the channel for being rude. Like, honestly, nah. Come back when you're being chill. Or maybe, honestly, do I even want you back at this point? This is not the first time I've timed you out. Actually, no, it's not the first time I've timed you out. My dude, I'm done. I'm done. It was really kind of you to donate. You get shit all back though. Because you were rude. Nah. I've said it before. I literally said it today. Donating money will not evade you a ban if you are being a shit. Yeah, it was heckin' creepy. Oh dear. Place would be fine if we didn't both collect books and have creative hobbies. That's another thing. Books takes up a lot more space than you think. I would love to have more shelves, specifically for that reason. We've been like slowly collecting the shelves so that we can do it. I don't even, like, I can't even read books most of the time. But there is like some collections I like to just have in the house. Terrible hobby, but also I can't get away from it, ever. I blocked and reported, sorry, they're making me uncomfortable. That is absolutely fair. Like, you, especially in your own streams. This is what I said to Shifty yesterday. I was like, Shifty, personally, this person I have banned. However, it is your choice in your own stream if you would like to keep them around or not. The reason that I banned them is X, Y, and Z. And like, I'd still rather obviously be Shifty's decision. I'm not, especially when it's like very up, like they've not necessarily done anything in Shifty's chat, but I know they've done something in others. It's like, it's your decision. However, just so you know, I have banned them. I want them nowhere near me. Yeah, I can see your awkwardness there. Yeah, it's like, I really don't like people donating money to me and then being rude to other people in chat. I don't like people donating money to me specifically to try and get my attention like that. And I don't like people donating money to me when I just can't see them as being in a good place. Like, they talk like they're drunk or a child, one or the other. And I don't necessarily know, I don't know them, but it makes me uncomfortable thinking that that could be the case. Like, if anybody donates money, I want it to be because they specifically support the channel, and that's it. And honestly, I don't even necessarily want anyone to donate. But if they do, it's because they support the channel, because they want to see the stuff we make here, because they're interested in cosplay. Like, that's why. I don't want people to donate to me because they want one-on-one attention. I want people to donate to me out of being drunk and then regretting it the next day. Like, that doesn't make me feel happy as a streamer. That makes me feel used or uncomfortable or anything like that. So I don't want people like that around. Really. If you donate to stream, I want it to be because you want to see what we can make and the stuff we can do and stuff like that. Not for any other reason. It just kind of makes me sad, honestly. Right. But away from that, we got sewing to do. Oh dear. Our living room has bookshelves behind the sofa. I think that says it all. It's more of a like, that sounds like a fairy tale though, Red. That sounds like a really good thing. I know, listen, I'm not trying to enable you, but like, it sounds like you're living in like Beauty and the Beast kind of land, yeah. I did love the attention. Yeah, seems what it seemed like attention grabbing. Yeah, it's like, obviously when someone donates, I'm not gonna ignore it. But when it's done like the way that they were doing it, they're doing it because they specifically want one-on-one attention, and I don't. My dude, I am in a committed relationship, and even if I wasn't, that isn't the way to go about it. Maybe I should start wearing my ring on stream. Do you think that would deter people? The only reason I don't do it is because I don't want it to get messy. I'm like, listen, I'm using glue, getting stuff everywhere, like half the dye comes off my fabric half the time. Like, I want to get that on my ring. Not that it probably would, but maybe it would deter a few people. IKEA, you listening? IKEA, listen. Oh my god, we can all use IKEA. IKEA sponsorships, please. Listen, I have so much of your shelving. The Billy bookcases, I got them. There we go. I'm gonna sew it flat. I don't actually know where my iron is, so I apologize to all the people that would want me to iron this flat. I just don't know where it's gone. It's in one of my boxes, and I don't know which one. And honestly, until half of them are not in the garage anymore, it might be a little difficult for me to find them. So for now, we're just doing pop stitch, so it's relatively that. Apologies. I do what I can. I'm living out of a garage. Honestly, my garage is more organized than the rest of the house because it didn't flood this week. Oh dear. I know all of saying stuff like that makes me feel uncomfortable, and I might make other streamers feel that way. Yeah. I love the emote. Vile has some beautiful emotes. I think Vile's nodding emote though might be my favorite because it just seems so useful. Like you can agree without saying anything, you just nod. No iron? I know, I have no idea where it is. It's in one of my boxes, but I'm just not sure which one. And I've got so many boxes, and I can't spot it. It's not in one of the see-through boxes, I know that much. Take a sponsorship, about 95% of furniture is IKEA at this point. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, we don't have so much IKEA furniture. The way that we've got most of the furniture in this house is through the British Heart Foundation. In the UK, the British Heart Foundation has big second-hand furniture stores. Depending on where you live, it can be really, really good deal. Like near us, you can get a sofa for 20 quid, 30 quid. I got both of my sofas, which were brand new, by the way. They also do sell new furniture. We got two sofas for 90 quid, I think. Yeah, for two brand new two-seater sofas. And they were matching and hadn't been used, 10 out of 10. And like that's how we've got most of the furniture in our house is through the British Heart Foundation. They also do delivery. The delivery is quite expensive, but also like it kind of offsets how cheap the stuff you're buying is, if that makes sense. So like I think our delivery was about 40 quid, but like that just meant we were paying 130 quid for the two sofas, which is still a really good deal. Oh dear. Isn't it your bedtime, by the way? Vile? Yeah, there's the nod. Heck yeah. I laid down for about 10 minutes. I could go for another 10 hours. Oh, good God, Vile. If you need to go take some C's, please do. No one will look badly at you. Also, by the way, completely unrelated and not relating to anything in particular, have you managed to find any webcams? Oh no. Not related to anything specifically. Like, you know, could be any reason that I'm asking, but have you managed to find a webcam? I'm just curious. Honestly, I've had people, and guys among them, support me on stream massively, but it's always been people I regularly talk to, and they never come across as creeps. So donating is fine in my opinion. It's just not the weird comments that go along with it. Yeah, this is the thing. If you donate, like, even if you donate, like, really large amounts, does not bother me. What bothers me is is if you're donating and then, yeah, being rude to other people in chat, or making creepy comments, and thinking that because you've donated, like, I'm not going to react to it. That's just not the case. If you make those kind of creepy comments, I will just ban you, and you'll have donated money to a stream that you can no longer interact in. Like, I don't think I think that's pretty normal, honestly. If I had to say, I think that's what most people will do. Also, Feathered, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How goes it? We're going to be making the molded costume today, but very specifically, We're making the molded out of the fabric that I have kind of lying around. So the molded is going to be pink today. I'm trying to work out if I should sew the legs together first. I think I should. And this is my pattern, so I guess I can do it however I want, right? But I think I should sew the legs together first, and then we'll work on the rest of it. There you go. Oh, I didn't pin this. Ah, it's fine. We'll live. It's just a test after all. There we go. Need to get one, but I've spent a lot of. Oh no, that's fine. I was just wondering. There's no pressure, obviously. Like, heck, can you do it when you're ready? I was just curious. Because when you are ready, I would love to know what stream that might be happening on, just so that I can tune in a little bit, you know, even if it's late. To you too. I was watching a bit. Good to see that creepy one is no longer here. I'm grateful that we don't get people like that in makers and crafting. No, not too often. Every now and again you get one or two, but for the most part it's pretty chill. Unlike, honestly, normally when they come in like 2s or 3s, so you just get rid of a few at once. This bit up the side I think is meant to be sewn together because, yeah, the bit in the center is the front and the back. Gotcha. So we can sew this bit together, I think. And then we can do the same on the other side. And then put these two pieces together. So I don't think I want to attach the arms yet. Probably. There we go. Little egg on your head. These are trousers, right? This is an entire bodysuit. Should open down the front is the plan. It will also open on the inside of the legs, but we'll get to that. That's not yet. It will, so like where the stitches are, it will open along there, but we're not dealing with that yet. That's it. It will happen one day. Should I sew this bit up? Nah, why not? Why not? Oh no, wait, actually we shouldn't do that because there's meant to be an extra piece in there. I forgot my little shoulder piece. Please find your iron soon. I'm sorry. I will. I'll keep an eye out for it. I don't know where it is. Yeah, so the bit at the bottom is the trouser. If I grab this bit, I could add in the piece at the top. And then, yeah, it goes the whole way up. It's meant to be very bulky. Very, very bulky. Yes. So don't mind that. It's clearly not my size, but that's okay. We're looking for... I'm going to be filling it with wadding and stuff like that, so it's going to get pretty bulky and intense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, where's the top bit? There it is. So this is not the right size at all. That's okay. I kind of expected that. And... wow. This is just to add some extra around the shoulder, which I probably will very heavily pad in the end, but not yet. At some point. There we go. And that'll go around to there to make a really, really big armhole. I don't know if you can see that, but it's going to be huge. Huge armhole. There you go. Yeah. I could put half of it on. It's gonna be bulky as heck, but I can at least make sure the length is right. 2 seconds, I'm putting it on. Blue! Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, Blue. That's very heckin' kind of you. Also, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I'm just trying something on. It's meant to get quite tight around the ankles, but really, really, really big everywhere else. And you know what? It's not as big as I thought it would be. Wait, 2 seconds. I'll go into the other mode. It's gonna have room in it. I'll get rid of that. There you go. Oh, it's a pad on the floor. That's what that is. Oh dear. It looked like a massive baby romper. But we do want it to be quite bulky in the middle, so that's where that all comes from. The leg is actually tighter than I thought it would be, but I don't hate it. There's not really any decoration there, so I think it's okay. I am also wearing pajamas, excuse me. Jelly big baby. Big baby. Oh dear. I'm wondering if there's a way stream elements... So I missed that. And yes, please do not pause the video, I'm not ready yet. It says random numbers of... I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. I decided to try and plan out where I could mount it so I could move between 2 desks. Oh shoot, that'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be more useful as well. Since it's basically mid-September, are there plans for any Booptober? If not, I might look to do my own. There are plans to do Booptober. I am not in lead this time. Just because health-wise, I can't commit to what I did last year. What I would say is check with Deimos, check with Bateman. They are starting to organise a small group of people to do Booptober. It will be smaller than last year, but I actually think that's a good thing. If you want to do your own thing as well, you're more than welcome to if you need to start planning right now. That's fair. I'll be joining in with their one when I can, but because my migraines have been so intense the last couple months, it's just not something that I can commit to. Last year when I did it, I was on a preventative, which meant that I was pretty okay most of the time. Whereas now I have none of that, which means I can't stop my migraines happening and I can't prevent them from starting in the first place. So I get them about 7 days a week now. Not a position to host an event. I will still be taking part just as a very minor person rather than one of the people actually leading the team. If you're curious, I would speak to one of them. It is still, I know, in the early stages of getting things together and ready, but they'll be better to talk to than me this year, unfortunately. But I'm glad someone's taking it up. Yeah. Granny Weatherwax the Witch from Terry Pratchett's. Heck yeah. I love autumnal characters. Me too. I love autumnal characters. Autumn's my favourite time of the year. I actually have COVID. Just got it for the first time. Other than that, not bad. Oh, blue. I hope it's quick for you. You test negative really quickly and you don't have too many long-term symptoms. But make sure you're looking after yourself. And yeah, check with Bateman. I can actually do them as shout out as well if you haven't met them before. 2 seconds. There you go. They'll be the people to talk to. Sorry about my migraines. You're fine. It's all right. I kind of have known for a while that I wouldn't be able to do it, so I let people know a few months ago, like, I will do something for breast cancer, but I will not be a team lead. Just not in the health position to do so. I kind of knew that since December though, so it's not been a new thing. Gonna try and help out as well. Oh heck yeah, Vile! Very cool. I know they were interested in talking to you. But I wasn't sure if they had yet. Because yeah, I'm obviously more than happy to give any advice, any stuff that happened last year to the people that are doing it. But I just can't do it myself. It's what it is. Oh, this is not the piece. I think it's this piece. Yeah, that looks more like it. Alright, let's get this one done as well. I remember what's crazy I did last year, but I still plan on doing a giveaway. Heck yeah! I missed a lot of streams, too many people and not enough time. Yeah, I think I wanted to have something going on at all times. A lot of people were streaming at the same time, but it was my first time hosting a big event last year. I have already passed on the advice of like what happened behind the scenes last year and what I would do to the people that are running it. So, you know, it might be a little smaller than last year, but it'll probably be much better organized. Already speaking to them, they have some really good plans. And yeah, while I'm a little sad that I can't take the same kind of role that I did last year, I'm honestly happy that it's still happening. Yeah. There we go, get that up there. And there. Nice. Another leg. They reached out, I just haven't heard back since I replied. Oh. Oh dear, fair enough. I'm here, like it'll probably be better organised. No, I do trust in them. I think it'll be really good. I know they've got a lot of really cool ideas, and I gave them a bit of a heads up on what happened last year and stuff like that. And I'm not going to go into it on stream. The only people that need to know that kind of stuff are people that are thinking of running the event. And yeah, hopefully better than I did. That'd be the hope. Ah, dear. They reached out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've done Raider Train events since last year. That might be a good idea to organize it. Yeah, I am not going to go into why we didn't do that because that's calling people out, and I'm not really comfortable doing that. What I will say, maybe as a vague message, not everybody taking part was maybe taking part for the best reasons, and not everybody taking part, how to put it, was the most cooperative with those kind of ideas. There you go. Very vague. Very vague. Yes. The reason a lot of things didn't happen last year was not necessarily because the idea wasn't there. I have done Raid Train charity events for years at this point. No, there were other reasons. And I was way too soft as well. Way too soft on people last year. That's one thing. If you're doing a big charity event, you might want to be soft on people because they're people that you like. Don't do it. No softness. Hardness only. Gotta be hard. Because people will rip you apart, take advantage of you, spread false rumors about you if they don't get their own way. It's a nasty thing to have to organize on your own, and I wouldn't recommend it. Not to that scale, because yeah, I don't. You know what? No, I'm not going to go any more into than that because that's already quite a lot, honestly. The people, if they're here, will know that I'm talking about them probably at this point. So I'm gonna stop there because I could honestly rant about it for an entire day, and I did explain to the people that are doing it this year, like how bad it got at times behind the scenes. I was crying nearly every single day during Booptober. That's how bad it was. Like, and I have given some names that I would recommend not inviting. I have, you know, done some stuff, explained how some things went, and yeah, again, it's why I know that I'm in no physical shape to be doing it this year. Because even if it's better than last year, the amount of work and commitment that it is to do that kind of event is pretty awful. Oh dear. And like, it's not just the organisation, it's horrible to say, it's the people as well. Because people, I had people telling me stuff like, you know, you don't have enough followers. So like, I was gonna do it, I had a look at your profile and decided that it wasn't worth my time. It's a charity event. It's a charity event. We had people agree to do it and then be like, well, the people that are streaming around my time are really small. So like, either get some bigger people streaming around me or I'm not taking part. It's a charity event. Like, it's a charity event. I don't know how many times I could say it, but it's a charity event. And people were pretty awful at times, if I would be honest. And y'all, if you're here, you know it if it was you. Because it was not subtle. I think I had some people afterwards saying, like, was it me? Was it because I was asking questions? It's like, no. It wasn't you because you were asking questions. No. When I say it got bad, it was like, and like, you have to bear in mind as well, a lot of the people who took part were actively my friends, especially at the time, the people I'd known for like 8 years. And then hearing other people downplay their achievements to me, thinking that I'd be like, yeah, great, wonderful, love that for us, so I'll accommodate for you, and put down my own friends. It was like, obviously not everybody knows that, but there's like streamers here that I have known for so bloody long. Like, and you know, people that I've met in real life, like, and they've then become streamers and stuff like that. I don't like the way a lot of them were spoken about behind the scenes. I'm so against how some people and you know, you can't stop the fact that some people will be there just for clout, but like the way that some people were speaking about it, and like honestly at that point, just don't reply. The people that didn't reply to me, I have tons more respect for than some of the people that did. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. You don't think it, because all the people I invited were people that I generally respected and I thought were really good people and like might enjoy it, might get something out of it, might be able to do something fun, and like that wasn't how it went. There were some really nasty people in there. and they're people that I don't really associate with anymore. Yeah, honestly, it was a lot worse as well than what I'm saying. I'm saying some of there's stuff where it's like, I need receipts to prove it, and or like, I need something else to prove it, and that's what I've been telling the people that have organized it this year, where it's like, it's worse than I'm telling you. And, honestly, if you make a charity event difficult, then you shouldn't be part of it at all. Yeah. This is what I mean, is like, this year I would have been a lot harder about a lot of things, yeah. Event, it's not about who's in it, big or not. Yeah, it's not. It was like the way that I organized it was that it could be people getting together that all cared about a similar cause, whether you were new to it or not. Like, we all just wanted to raise some awareness or money for breast cancer. That's all we wanted to do. And that it was during the month of breast cancer awareness. The thing is as well, it probably hurt 10 times more because it's something that I'm extremely passionate about. Like, it's been well, not anymore, I've left my job, but it was my job for 4 years. Like, I cared so much about it, specifically the charity, and also like just breast cancer in general. Like, it's something that's really close. And so when people would say like, yeah, there's another charity event happening which has so-and-so in it, and honestly, like, I don't know why I would prioritize yours over this one. It's like, you don't have to say that. You could just drop out, but like, sure, you do your own thing. You're all good. And like, yeah. So that's kind of how last year went. There were people that were only going to do it if they got specifically what they want. It's the reason raid trains didn't happen. I just didn't have it organised in a way that meant that it didn't have to go through me or somebody else. And like, that just would have been so draining. Constantly having that, I don't want so-and-so in front of me, or I don't want this happening, or I don't want this, or I don't want this. It was like that I dropped very early on. Like, honestly, it got to a point where just, stream whenever you want. Just let me know and I'll put you on the schedule. The amount of people that complained about not being on the schedule as well, when they only told me their stream the day before. Stuff like that. It just made everything so much harder. Dear. Oh, wait, are you doing one? What are you doing? I'm curious. And what's it for? David, not necessarily craft related. Oh, okay, there's another Isis knocking around, but that's not me. Wait, how is there another? I see, you have such a unique name. How did that happen? Of course, I'm doing something different, and maybe saying that even a little contribution helped make a big difference. And that was the same for me. There were definitely much bigger streamers than me taking part. And like, but it's something that I really cared about. So it's like, regardless of if I'd been the only one doing it, it was still something that I really wanted to do. And then early on, people mentioned wanting to take part. And I was like, okay, well, I can open it up and make it an event. And it was a good learning curve. A very good learning curve. We'll put it like that, yeah. Hot take, if they were so big, then why did one of the smaller streamers raise more money than me? I know, Vile, I think, did you raise the most money? I think last year. Yeah. But you put so much heckin' work and effort into it. You also have a very supportive community. Like, this isn't to downplay anyone else's achievements. Vile worked very heckin' hard. Yeah, you raised more money than me, I know that much. I was... But yeah, you did a fantastic job last year. Really, really good. Bio was extreme last year. Heck yeah. Having newbies to connect with didn't hurt, but it's not one of the main reasons I was a part of it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, obviously it's a really lovely opportunity to get people together and talk about something like this. But if the only reason you do it is because you think you have something to gain out of it, then it's not really how it should be in a charity event, at least in my opinion, you know. Let me just take this off because I'm going to try it on. I'm going to try my massive baby romper. I need it in this screen. There we go. Oh, it is just a massive romper, especially because it does up down the front. So like, so that I can rip out from the front, it'll be opening in the front. There we go. Get my baggy legs down there. Actually, the length of the leg is really good. I thought it would be a little bit short. It's actually pretty good. There we are. What do you think? Got my baggy romper. Oh dear, heck yeah. It does come in near the legs, but that is actually what I wanted. only thing is, I want this to fold over, but not probably about there, maybe, because it comes up at the top, so it gets thicker at the top and then it's smaller here. Yeah, not very specific, not a great shape for me, but I can try my best. Ah, did a lot of penguins, heck yeah. Yeah, people explicitly said they want to be in it, yeah. I took the extremely seriously, and especially since you put so much time and effort into all the information sessions you put into it. Oh, bless you. I also do have a supportive community and met a lot of other great streamers as well. This is the thing that I am really glad about, is that people have managed to meet other people who have similar beliefs, stuff like that, and that was really, really cool. A lot of people managed to meet a lot of other people, which was lovely, because obviously they were all people that I knew, with one or two extras as well, but like majority of them I already knew ahead of time. So it was really cool to see everyone just like mingling and meeting each other. Like that was lovely. It was like a lovely extra bonus. Like not only did we raise nearly 7,000 for charity, everyone kind of got to know each other, which was nice. It was a nice social event. Yeah. Oh dear, right. This comes down to here because this is kind of where I'm planning the head to start. But I also don't know if that's where the head is actually going to go. You know what? Let's add the arms. We'll have a look if that makes much difference. I don't know that it will, but we can give it a go. Ugh. It is reasonably tight around the ankles, but I think that is what I wanted because I has relatively human feet, so I kind of need it to be a bit tight around the ankles. Right, wiggle it, wiggle in, wiggle in. Taki, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day. Wow, let's change screen. I should have done that when I was stood up. There we go, there we go. All right, where's my arms? I think this is them down here. There you go, arms. Oh dear, it was great for that. I still hang out with a lot of those people's streams. Yeah, people really like got to know each other, and that was lovely. That was probably one of the best bits, other than like the amount of information spread and resources used and stuff like that. I think yeah, there was a really big win. Hopefully as well. Like I said, it is happening this year, just not to the same scale, and also with a team rather than just one person, which I think is very smart. And yeah, I think they're going to do a really good job. They're going to smash it out the park, and it'll be like a really fun event for everyone that takes part, as well as of course raising some awareness. I think it is going for a different charity specifically, but it's one that I also have on my radar as well, so it's like I fully stand behind the change. I think it's going to a really good charity. Not that last year's wasn't good, but this one's a little bit more worldwide, which I think is good. Sorry, I'm trying to do loose stitches because if I make a mistake or have to change something, I want it to be really easy to unpick. That's why it's going through my machine so fast. It's because it's a really loose stitch. But it's easy for me to fix things, so it's worth it. Yeah, get that all the way up to the wrist. Good. It's gonna be so bulky, but that's okay. Ah dear, your cosplay won an award last weekend. Oh, congratulations, Taki. Nice job, good stuff. Did you have a good time as well? I'm assuming you probably did if you won an award, but I hope that you did also just have a generally good time. Big congrats. Dear, it's great for that. Oh, sorry, I read that one. Payment already applied. I'll get back to you once there's a bit more planning done. Yeah, my cosplay. Oh, sorry, I read that. I'm reading backwards. Please excuse me. No, heckin' congratulations. Oh, there's still a pin in there, is there? Yes, there is. So this one is the one which is not folded on the edge, so I have to sew it twice, but that's okay. We get by. I really didn't need to make both arms. Here we are. And I have made both arms. It's just unnecessary because I'm trying to work out a pattern. It's not like this is the final piece, made out of the final fabric or anything like that. That's why I'm saying it's unnecessary. Just because I could probably get it with just one. It's just I like to see it all together in practice, even if it is made out of full fabric. That is fine. There we go. Yes, but I'm feeling the aftermath of 2 days in constant cosplay. Yes. The heckin', oh my god. This is why, so after I did Mateus, I booked myself in for a full body massage. Because honestly, it is exhausting wearing a costume for that long. Like even a smaller costume, it's just really tiring. And like obviously it's a good time, I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't have fun in it. But physically and mentally, honestly, but mainly physically for me at least, it is very, very tiring. And so, full body massage the day after convention would recommend 10 out of 10. We were very lucky in that the hotel we stayed at just had that there. Like, so you could just take advantage of it as like a feature of the hotel. But yeah. Do I want it that way around actually? Maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to check. Bateman also is getting the ball rolling. Heck yeah! Oh, poor Bateman. Bateman's woken up. It's like, oh, boobs! Den's probably still asleep. Okay, I think it's this way around. What side's the top? That side's the bottom, isn't it? Yeah. So let's through. I think around here is right. It'd probably be around halfway up there if I had to guess, which I do, because this is my pattern. I think around here is probably correct. Let's see how well it fits in this hole. I'm going to predict not fantastic, but we can fix it later. Ever the optimist, you see. Also, the pins need to be that way round. Fix that, there you go. Wow. There we go. Congrats on that. Yeah, the cosplay con hangover sucks. You don't even have to drink to suffer from it. Yeah. Boobs. Jelly, 2022. I realized I can. Oh shoot. Yeah, you can. My bad. Let me just revoke that really quickly. Yeah, obviously we made a mistake. Oh dear. We're in danger. The boobs are. It's a dopamine, the drop in dopamine that sucks after. Always get the con blues too. I get con blues. Really hard every time. I even plan for it at this point because I'm like, I know that I'm going to be kited down the dumps after this. Not because I had a bad time, but because I've been looking forward to it for so long. I had such a good time, and now I'm sad. It hit this year really hard because I've never been abroad for a convention before, and so when we got back, I was just like, oh man, I had a really good time. And now I'm really sad. Oh dear. I feel like it's just like that comes with the territory there, isn't it? I might make this a bit smaller. Now that I look at it, I'm like, it's very close to fitting. We're so close, in fact, but not quite there. The only other thing I could think is if I unpicked this a little bit and made the side lower. I don't know which one I want. I don't know which one I want to do. I could. No, we'll try unpicking the side a little bit. So, I mean, I have an unpicker. I don't know why I picked up my massive pair of scissors. It's fine. Get it a bit lower, maybe meet it halfway. And a little bit more. There you go. And I might still have to fold it a little bit, but it'd be a little better. A little closer to what I want. This can come down to there. And then, yeah. It's alright. Down to there. There you go. I wasn't going quite far enough. And then there. There. And on the other side, how is it? Oh, actually, yeah, that will work. That will work. So I take it down like an inch, and then it fits. Not bad. Pretty close, honestly, for my math the other day. Could have been worse. And that should work pretty well. Make sure I haven't got the rest of the arm pin into it. I could probably sew that. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Most of the community came from Boomtoes, so I'm very grateful for that. Oh, heck yeah, I see ya. I get that Ian days with my friends. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's just like you've had such a good time, you've been looking forward to it so much, and then it's like, oh. Often get con blues, maybe because I need to recharge after con. It's a relief once it's over. I love hanging out with people, but it is exhausting as well. Nearly every time I get con blues. Will I ever learn to weave in the ends right away? I'm working my way through a 6 dice bags with drawstrings, all done except the ends now. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry, but no hot chip this year. But oh my god, Vile. That's what I was waiting for. It's okay, we still have the clip from last year. Ah, dear. Bam, 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 bam. I am the same, doing a crochet blanket color change the edges is a mess. Don't get me started my blanket process. I want to list my dice back so they look neat for photos. It's fair, it's very fair. Ah, right, should we do some arms? Sorry, I'm like stalling because it's hot. Can you see like how shiny I am? It's hot. It's hot here at the moment. Mainly just muggy though. It's really funny though because if I go up to the loft it's freezing. Oh dear, maybe I'll do that at my break. I'll just go stand and breathe in the loft for a minute and then come back refreshed and anew. Alright, let's go the whole way around this. Again, just a test, so if it's not perfect, we can fix it later. This is as well our first test for this. So it would almost be creepy if it was perfect. Like, normally they are not perfect the first time. I've made this pattern. I did look at other bodysuit patterns. I've been meaning to link the one I've been looking at, to be fair. So I've looked at other bodysuit patterns, but they've been like a typical bodysuit, like they're tight to skin, stuff like that. But I wanted something to help me with the shapes that I was using. So that's what I was looking at. I was looking at another pattern for a bodysuit so I could get an idea of the shapes they were using, even if like I can't use another pattern like that, because obviously what I'm doing is not meant to be tight to skin at all. It's meant to be very bulky. It's really handy to be able to look at someone's shapes and like where they've done the joins and connectors and stuff like that. So I will try to link their Etsy because the pattern was wonderful. I probably will even use that pattern one day, like as it's intended. Won't be this costume because it's either not stretch or it's huge, but a costume in the future I can totally imagine using that pattern for. It's fantastic. I love the little flood of every time Stream Elements comes in and tries to say something, everyone's to you too, Stream Elements, thank you. I'm sure they appreciate the support. I think they're going for a bit of a rough patch, so yeah, I'm sure they really appreciate it. Oh, they also admit Matt, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I'm surprised how well I handled it, to be fair. I eat a lot of hot things, a lot, but the way people freaked out over the clip had me sweating a bit. Oh, it was so funny though. I didn't get to watch it live, so I had to watch it through the clip, and you know what? 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Wow, there we go. One arm. Honestly, one arm pretty good. Like, I actually quite like this arm. The color choices are definitely something, but like, honestly, not a bad arm. Hello, I live in a humid area, so I totally understand. Yeah, I'm just like, it's not super hot, but I am damp. The air clings to me. Oh my god. Right, I need to probably unpick this as well. I should probably just start it. And once again, no, I have an unpicker. Wait, don't I? Do I not have an unpicker? I'm sure I saw it here just a minute ago. Okay, well, you know what? Then I made the right decision in picking up my massive scissors because I don't know where I've put my unpicker. I'm sure it was right there. Oh dear. It's pretty late for most, but that's why I made it a highlight reel. Heck yeah, you know what? It was great. I really enjoyed it. It was very funny. Right, let's get the other arm in and then we'll do another try on and then we'll start to think about what we want to change and what we want to fix, because guarantee we will want to fix and change things, because there's no way. You don't get this kind of thing right, or at least I don't get this kind of thing right first time, ever. Oh dear, right, feed that through. Get in the hole, there you go. Come back now. And I think it's about there. So I'm gonna put a pin in the bottom here to see if we can get those to line up, because that would be satisfying. But then I'll go back to the top and see how we're doing. And that will need to go up to there. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. I've done worse. Oh dear, I take that. Times I didn't help in catching everyone's streams. Yeah, I mean, even for me, I couldn't catch everyone's streams. I tried to catch everyone's stream at least once, but of course there are people streaming at the same time as me, and there were also people that were streaming at like 3 in the morning, and so of course I didn't catch everyone's stream. I tried to catch everyone at least once, but I know there were 1 or 2 people I just couldn't catch, either because they only did one stream and it was at the same time as me, or because it was at 3 in the morning every time. Oh dear. You do your best, but there's only so much you can do at the end of the day. Oh dear. It's a tad muggy today. Currently the sky is also leaking a little, which is definitely not helping things. No, the sky leaks never heckin' help. On the upside, the grass is green again. Our grass is green again too. I hate the constant cloud cover and much less daylight due to it. Yeah, I know a few people that really struggle with it when it's like this. Obviously in the UK as well, we get a lot of like pretty muggy, dingy weather. And I do know some people that really suffer with it. I'm quite lucky. For the most part, do not struggle too much in any way with the weather. Like, when it gets cold, my cough becomes pretty bad, but I think it would be like that anywhere. Like, what am I gonna do? I've got bad lungs, so when it gets cold, I get a worse cough. But for the most part, I get off pretty easy. And honestly, I've said this before, maybe it's because I'm more used to having physical conditions, but I would rather that my physical health take a bit of a dip in the winter than my mental health. Personally, I think it sounds a lot harder. Like for me, there's things I can do. There's obviously medications I can take and stuff like that that help me every winter. Maybe because I'm not someone who struggles with my mental health so much, I think I would struggle a lot more with that if that came out of the blue. Good morning, I think. You're right, it's still the morning. Welcome on in Asylum. Lovely and sunny here, but yesterday it was grey and raining. Oh, we got a lurk to venture downstairs. Oh yeah, get yourself a cuppa. Heck yeah. Glad it doesn't get too muggy here in Poland. My asthma is so much less here. Yeah, I don't have asthma, which is good. My lungs just are fluidy. Fluidy lungs. Love it. Delicious fluids. But in the winter it gets worse. Because you know what doesn't get worse in the winter? Oh dear. It gets worse in winter, but last week hit me hard. You know, a few people I know last week were like, damn, it's getting to me already. And I'm like, because it's still basically summer here. But like, yeah, I know a few people last week that really struggled. Definitely not alone there, Red. Oh. It seems like it's been a bit of a rough time. There we go. I would suggest getting daylight balance light bulbs for the house. It makes an amazing difference. It's not UV light, but since we moved, I go back to warm light, it makes everything look weird. Yeah, I don't have that in my house, but some of my family, and they did it like when I was pretty young, changed everything. So they'd have like daylight boxes and stuff like that, as well as like the proper lights. And it didn't fix the problem, and I don't want it to sound like it did, but like it made it more manageable. Especially in the mornings, because like it, you know, if you're up early in the mornings and it's so dark and stuff like that, it made that a bit easier, I think. And again, I'm very lucky. I'm not someone who really struggles with that, but because I know so many people that do, we have had like light bulbs and stuff like that changed around the house. We've had light boxes, which again, I think are pretty hit and miss, but for some people they help. It's like if it helps some people, then you know, worth it. I've always been quite fortunate with that. The weather, like I don't love muggy weather, but it doesn't really affect me in any way other than I sweat a lot. I just get sweaty. I haven't stopped so much. I had to turn on the thermostat at my gecko's terrarium. Aww. I'm sure they really appreciate it. They're like, heck yeah, summer started. Look at this warm lamp. I have the daylight lamps on my desk and my craft spot where I spend most of my time, and it helps a lot. Oh, heck yeah. I'm glad it helps you as well. Winter's weird for me. I love being bundled up, but the lack of daylight gets to me. I think I'm gonna get a few daylight lamps this year. Heck yeah, why not? The thing is, they don't cost too much, and if they really help you through the winter months, it's like a good investment, right? Personally, I think because I have migraines so often, I quite like the dark. I'm like, you know, I don't see the sunlight, fantastic. If I don't see the sunlight doesn't see me, I suffer less. But, you know, everyone's different. For me, I don't get along with the summer as well. I find that the heat causes me to have more migraines, and then, you know, it's really bright, so like you can't escape it so easily, whereas in the winter, it's nice and dark, less suffering. But then, you know, it's different strokes for different folks, isn't it? That's what I like. It doesn't mean you have to like it. Oh dear. I like living in a world of darkness constantly. Like whenever I'm not streaming, all lights are off. I like just slinking around my dark house. Oh dear. It's a lifestyle, that's for sure. With the next influx of spending money, I might have to get a proper daylight therapy lamp. Not that it looks good right now for more money, with everything getting so much more expensive. Yeah.
That cost of living being hit.
Sorry, excuse me. This is a weird topic to have as I'm getting into my massive baby romper. Excuse me. Oh dear. There we go, get my tassels tucked in. Oh, sorry, stuck on one of my feet. What do we think? Do we like it? Get it from the back. It's got a really low dip at the back. I think I might need to change that because although the mask will be coming down a fair distance, I don't think it was going down quite that far. I think that's a bit of an overestimation. So I might have to build it a little bit higher at the front. Maybe have it more like this bit goes up to here. I can add that now though, because yeah, for reference, let me get the head on. Jelly, I am the knight, I am the knight. Let me get this on. Cosplay, am I right? This is kind of what we're looking at right now. Get some posing in. Oh, there goes a seam. Heck yeah. That's kind of what we're looking at. So the helmet probably won't go down far enough to reach the top of the romper right now. Like, honestly, I'm quite happy with it at the sides. At the sides, it's alright. Like, these are pretty good distance apart. But this needs to come up probably to about here. So I originally had it curved because that's what I'm used to doing. But I think actually probably more up to about here, maybe an extra bit. The other thing is it's quite large. Like, this is how much extra space I have at the front. I won't change that just yet, but I might change it down the line. Ah, dear, there's one mushroom unit calls it. I don't bother with light at night. I'm quite happy wandering around the dark. Tune is the same. It's only husband who turns the light on. Yeah, I don't like light. Not a fan. Plenty of space for growing, I do, yeah. As a baby myself, you know. The extra growing room is good. Oh, that was something I was gonna test. All right. See if I can wiggle my arm out of it. Oh, yeah, that's easy. Because basically it will be stiff, which is why I was holding it, but what I need to do with this is scoop my arm out of it. That's why it's so low underneath the arms. It's so that I can just go like and then be my arm like in here somewhere. Bit difficult when it's falling off your shoulder constantly, but I think it gives an idea of what I'm planning to do. Oh, what am I ripping? Oh, it's that. I wondered what was going. I don't think I have enough space around my crotch, you know. Because when I put my leg up like this, it rips a hole. I might need to add some extra leg as well, I think. Excuse me, the cosplay experience on my side is perfect, thank you. I shall go to TwitchCon next year like I am the cute molded that you don't normally see. I will say, for pajamas, this would be an excellent pattern. This is very comfortable. At night, I take the dark rooms unless I can craft and need to see what I'm doing, but during the day, it's darkish outside, I need the lights on. See, yeah, that's for me is the opposite, and like, I like dark days. I just like to be in the darkness at all time, like, that's my preferred state. I'm going to then, I guess, add some to the legs and also go up a little higher at the neck. Shouldn't be too difficult. And honestly, I'm quite happy with the wrists and the ankles. That's all pretty good. They're pretty good lengths as well. I could maybe go a little further on the wrists, but I won't for now until I've made the hands, and then I'll consider that, I think. Oh dear. Also, King, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. We are just making a pattern for my molded costume, except I only really have cute fabrics, so it's going to be really cute. The only thing is that actually will be open. So where it's ripped is like directly at the crotch. The thing is, that will actually be open anyway, not for like peeing or anything like that. It's because there'll be 2 zips up the legs to then Velcro at the front. That actually will be open. But I don't know if I still want it a bit bigger. I think the look of it was pretty good. Hard to tell. I could just make it more specific, like don't sew that bit up because that's the open crotch. Actually, it'd probably be a little longer than that as well. It'd be about 10 centimeters, I think, of open space around the crotch. Thing is, it's doing it the wrong way. It should be going down the legs. Let me think you just top down again. It's going around the legs, but it should be, so it's going up the back, but it should be going down the legs. It's fine, but I will need to sew that bit back up specifically so that I can unpick the legs. At night I take that. Oh, sorry, I read that one already. Also, Jason, welcome on in. It's gonna make sure I wear some undies in case it rips. Yeah, exactly. But it's okay because I'll have a whole costume underneath. The only other thing is it does come up a bit higher at my legs than I thought it would. But maybe that won't be such an issue if I unpick it there. I don't know. It's my butt is the issue. It needs to be kind of tight around there, but because I have very much like an hourglass shape, more at the bottom than the top, it's like trying to come out the back. But I need more of a masculine shape, so I need to be like tight in there. Oh dear. Good morning, Atomic. I hope you're having a good day. We're trying to work out how we can contain in this costume. I think the main thing I'll work on at the moment is getting this piece at the front a lot higher up, adding like an extra 10 centimeters up there and having it like that, because that would be a really useful fix. I'll work on the legs in a bit, I think. Right, there's some scripts. Could you stitch elastic around the waist? No, unfortunately. The reason is this is like a highly decorated piece. Both of them are. So we're looking at loads of beading, loads of ruching, stuff like that. Lots of techniques that shouldn't be stretching, basically. So the reason I can't really be adding a lot of elastic is because of the decorations we'll end up putting on top of it. Yeah, it's like one of those awkward situations where it's like, it's a really good idea. Unfortunately, because I've decided to decorate this up the yazoo, I can't actually do that. No bending when in the costume then. Yeah, listen, I probably wouldn't bend that much anyway. I'll just open up the crotch a bit more, I think. It won't be a big problem. What I can do is just probably cut this. Actually, I might just be able to do it straight. In fact, this might just be a good piece. And I can work on it from there. Okay. Nice. Very good. Got a ton here. Can you bind yourself? No. Jesus. Oh my god, Stream Elements. Thank you so much for the sub. That's very heckin' kind of you, Jason. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Stream Elements. You know what? They have been consistently in my chat for at least a week now. I can't bind myself because this is a 2-in-1 costume. So the molded is on the outside, but on the inside I have a full other costume. So that's why we're making it so bulky, because there's going to be another costume hidden inside. So I can't really do anything to my figure that isn't already being done for the other costume. And the other costume, I have my keyboard really far away, is intensely feminine. Boobs, butt, curves. So that's why I'm like, listen, if it was just the molded, it'd be easy. I could strap in here, you know, add some padding around here, like I could do that. But because the costume underneath is meant to be a female body, it's like I can't do that. It would ruin it. It would ruin the 2-in-1. Oh, right. Where is it? Not there. That's the crotch. It's at the top, isn't it? There we go. So honestly, this distance was pretty good, so I'm not too worried about going over the top of that. I just want this bit here. I might have to wiggle it a bit, but that's okay. We can manage. Where is... How work? I want to add... Okay, so it goes like this. Yes. Okay, I got it. Excuse me, my brain stopped working for a minute there where I was like, how do I attach two pieces of fabric together? I'm not sure. I've forgotten. Like this. And then... if I do it to like there, I can cut this off the other side, you see. And about there. And then about that. There you go. That'll do. I think because eventually I would like this to be part of the pink. I'm just trying to be a little careful so that it can still be that. This bit kind of needs to be like there. Okay. Wow. Thank you for the egg. Okay. Probably something like that. Oh, that's a bit, actually, wait, no, I went to the wrong side. To this side. There you go. I got confused, don't mind me. I had a migraine. I still kind of have a migraine. It's not that bad, though. That's why my brain isn't working, though. I shall blame that. That's better. There you go. It's kind of way too huge, this piece, but that's okay. A magic reveal, yes, magic reveal. Streamers is the real MVP. Pretty much every streamer always chatting, absolutely. Also, Shifty, thank you for the egg smash. I appreciate it. I'm sweating. It is so hot in here. I might see if like opening a window helps. I feel like it won't, but I'll give it a shot. The rain better skedaddle by 5 p.m. I have some very good burgers that need barbecued for dinner. Oven cooking, this would be a shame. Oh. Could you not then, as it's sewing, have a hidden foam work to help bulk out? Oh, yeah. So I'll be doing that. Do not worry. What I'd say, I could go through all my plans again. Ooh, ow. Oh, no. We have a good plan for this. The thing that we're doing right now is trying to get the exterior shape. But I have all of my materials coming in the post right now. Either they'll come today or they'll come tomorrow. This is not going to be a thin costume. You'll watch the VOD. I might just have to make a highlight, honestly, because you're not the first person to ask and be like, well, how are you doing this then? Or how are you doing this then? We did all of the planning for the costume on stream about a month or so ago. So we went through basically every single element like this, and it will work. It's just getting this shapes and sizes right. I mean, that's what we're basing our patterns on. That's what we're doing all this on. So do not worry. There is no stress. We know what we're doing here, surprisingly. It's just we're having, like, going through the process now of, like, tweaking everything, getting everything perfect. Yeah. That's why I can say stuff like, you know, I know where the zips and the fastenings and all that are going to be, and that's what I'm planning in holes and spaces for it, because we've already done all that planning. We did all that planning last month. Yeah. No panic. Honestly, we are more than prepared for this costume. We just need the materials to arrive. To be fair though, I would need to get my pattern stuff down before the materials arrive anyway, because I'm not cutting them out of my final materials when I'm not 100% happy with the pattern. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with most of it, but there's still obviously bits where I'm like, nah, don't like that. There we go. On my night shift. Oh, you don't have to. I'd say I'll try and make like a highlight or something of us talking about it, or I'll make like a separate video or something, because it is like a whole month's worth of planning, and I wouldn't necessarily want people to have to watch that to understand why we know what we're doing. But I also don't want people to come in and be like, does she know what she's doing? Like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. Oh dear. Wow. I just wanted it a little bit higher. I think that should do it. I also should still be able to come out of one piece because that's not curved. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. More better than me. Then some of us, like, your fret will... Oh dear, will work. Yeah, it's, what do you call it? Then some of us like, yeah, wait. Then some of us like your threat will work. Wait, have I misunderstood? I might have misunderstood. Don't watch the VODs, they're terrible. There you go, there you go. Where is my book? There it is. Yeah, we have bloody phone. Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Do you know what you're really doing, Jelly? Never, Jason, but don't tell everybody else that. I need them to think that I know what I'm doing. We did like a whole month, basically, of like doing drawings. This is the bit that goes underneath. This is why it kind of needs to be more curvy. This is our underneath costume. We did like a whole month of sorting out where those were going to be placed because they'll have to put in specific panels of stretch so we can go around the design. As far as being inside of the molded suit, kind of more what that will look like, as well as all of the pieces that attach, so around the jaw, on the front, and then the two zips down the side with the magnets at the back. More just general drawings of like the molded suit in general, what the plans are, the head with the extra pieces, where the LED maps are going to be going, stuff to do with the hand. I still need to finish this bit, but we'll get there. More of the inside designs, as well as like the plans for moving inside of the costume. So at this point you get more into some of the technical planning, like all of this kind of malarkey. These are the patterns that we're specifically following today, but scaled down. Yes. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we do have a sexy molded somewhere. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Sexy molded? There it is. Our sexy molded. There she is. Kind of terrifying, but she's there. Oh dear. The meat suit. The meat suit. Also, welcome on in, Jan, and welcome on in, Oz. I hope you're both having a good day. That will work. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah dear. Are you preferring to transform yourself? Of course. This is going to be me. I'm going to be this guy. That's me. That's me. I'm going to be this person. This. It's me. Do you not see the resemblance? Come on now. I'm slowly but surely molding myself into this body. So these will be my legs. I do wonder maybe actually if we want them a little bit thicker around there. Because it's thick here, but maybe a little bit more there. It does need to come in at the ankles, but probably we could do it a bit more dramatic. You're fucked. Nah, you're fine. Does everyone know why Twitch no longer auto-publishes VODs? It's a setting change that I'm aware of. Wait, does it not? Mine doesn't anymore. I have no idea why. If you go into your settings, you should be able to change it where they auto-publish. Maybe like an update kind of ruined it for you. I wouldn't be surprised if an update mucked it up. It feels like it's always the updates that muck it up. But yeah, this is my beautiful inside piece. This is going to be very intense to make, but I'm looking forward to it. I am just now thinking I might just make it out of scuba in my skin tone because I don't want to use stretch, but like if I'm going to use stretch, maybe scuba rather than netting because fuck netting, like that would be torture doing that much. Oh dear. To get blooming updates. It's always the updates. Don't know, mine still publishes them. Yeah, it's probably that you've done an update and now nothing works the way that you want it to anymore because that's honestly just how updates work. They're just there to make life harder, I think. Where's the bit that I cut off? I know that there it is. I know it's around here somewhere. Okay, so it should be here. And all the way to there. There you go. Okay. That one there. And then... oh dear. I was notified Twitter is no longer auto-publishing VODs after bits of forbidden music. Oh, could it be that? The forbidden music got you. Wait, Anna out. Oh, you're fine. Take care, Atomic. Thank you so much for popping by. Again, if people are looking for other people that may be entering TwitchCon next year, I don't want to say anyone definitely is because like obviously plans change and it is like a year away, but Atomic is planning to make a costume at the moment for TwitchCon next year. So if you have a curiosity about checking out some other people that'll be entering the same competition, do check out Atomic. It's honestly so worth just getting a scope of everybody because everybody always makes such different things. Like, check them out. Also, Queen, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. We're altering some patterns at the moment. So I made this pattern on Saturday is when we drew it up in plan based on what we wanted. And now we're spending some time altering it so that it is exactly what we want. So that when we get our proper fabric and all of the wadding and everything like that, we don't have to worry about changing it then. Because I don't want to waste the proper fabric. It's not even that expensive. I just don't want to have to order more. I have to say I'm sat making feathers for 1,000 hours. Honestly, I feel that. We're not going to be doing feathers. Like feathers is not really part of the molding. For us it will be the beading and the gold work. The beading and the gold work that's going to take that long. But we're not at that stage yet, thankfully. We've got a little while before we hit that. I need all of my bases made. The LEDs is also going to be a wild ride that I'm not sure that I'm ready for, but listen, we'll do it. We'll do it. There we go, get that bit snipped off. Okay, so now it should come up high at the front. I do think I'll need to do something at the back, but then there's also a part of me that wants to leave it that low because it will be like a cape. I'm like, that would actually look kind of good. Maybe I'll have it come up a little higher, but not super, super high. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, to get into settings and switch back to selecting auto upload VODs again if I recall. Heck yeah. Yeah, no, I'm doing the hardware first. I think that's a smart plan because then everything will just get faster and faster as you keep going, right? I don't play music in my stream. Maybe it's my alerts. Some of them aren't music. There's specific ones that cause it. I have no copyright strikes. Never had either. I'm even more confused. I would say just go into your settings and fix it. That way, if it keeps putting you on not auto-publishing the VODs, that's different. But if you go back and like fix the settings, it should be that you never have to do it again. Or maybe at least not for a couple of years until another update throws out of whack again. Obviously, it's a different problem if it keeps happening. But if it doesn't keep happening, then I think hopefully that should just be a quick fix. Oh dear. I haven't ever used LEDs, so that's gonna be fun. I have used them, but sparingly, not very often, honestly. So I think I'm in the same boat as you there, being like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I look forward to that fiasco. Ah dear. Right, I need side. And then it should flip over to reveal that. Yes. It's not gonna be perfect, but we'll give it a shot. There you go. Yeah, there you go. You fixed it. That should hopefully do it. And then if it keeps going back, you can always like email Twitch and be like, oh, oi, oi, oi. Ah, dear. Yeah, Twitch changes things for funsies. They do. There we go. Actually, do I need it that way around? No, that's the backwards way around. I need this bit to. Oh God. Gah. And this bit to be lower, and then I need this bit to be much higher. It's okay. We can do that. Actually, do I even bother filling this bit in? Because I might still have the head go down to meet it. You know what? No, I'm not going to bother filling the back in yet. I might fill it in later. I could just sew this over it. I could literally just sew it like over the top as well, because I'm using this big back piece as a pattern piece. You know what? I'm going to do that. And then if I need to cut into it later, I will. But for now, let's just make it a little bit taller. Also, look away, people that like sewing. This is not going to look very neat, but this is a pattern at the end of the day, I suppose. So I'm just altering my pattern. Don't mind me. It's fine. It's fine. Be fine. Make that a bit taller. It doesn't need to be neat and hemmed and stuff like that. To you two. Stream elements. To you two. Serval LED gets their but they're very expensive. And honestly, with the amount of LEDs that I'm probably gonna want, I'm just doing standard strips. Plus, it doesn't really matter in this costume. I don't need them to be thin and bendable because the costume isn't thin and bendable. It'd probably be different if I was sewing them into the Zoe part of the costume. Then maybe, yes, I'd use like the little sew-in Arduino style ones. But like, honestly, the molded is not a delicate part of the costume. There's going to be a lot of delicate beadwork on it, but the base of it is not delicate. So I think it'll be fine with just like the basic LED strips. Oh dear, I'm in a good position with that, thankfully. Unless I decide to put any on Zoe, which I don't think that I will. There's already a lot going on there. I think adding lights would probably be a bit much. Yeah, unless I decide to do that, I'm probably fine. Double feed. I get muted for pretzel music lately. I have to appeal all the time. Yeah, I stopped using pretzel like over a year ago because honestly, it was being a bit garbage for that kind of stuff, and I just, it has one job and it wasn't doing it, so I stopped. There we go. Right, retest this. I'll trim it, because obviously there's some pretty big hanging bits of fabric in here that don't need to be here. There you go. Get that all down there. Should we test this? I think we should. I'm gonna have some coffee first. I no longer have music on stream. I have a forest bird sound that stops muting and allows people to play the music they like while watching. That's fair. I need music while crafting. What colour LEDs do you think for the Molded? Red. Heck yeah, red. It's gotta be red. I wanted to look like the organs are pulsating, you see. And I thought the easiest way to do that was to have a pulsing LED going throughout the costume, so it looked like my insides were like... Oh dear. I was looking at like smoke things as well, and then I was like, this might be a bit over the top. It is pulsing and smelly. I was gonna I'm gonna add smoke, maybe a vape. I was thinking about it, but I've chosen against it. The other thing is, I don't know if they'll do the same thing as last year. at TwitchCon this year, there were smoke machines on the stage, which will put a hell of a lot more smoke out than anything that you do. So even though, you know, you could still have it, I guess, for the point of like you did it, as far as your performance goes, you won't see it because there are smoke machines all over the stage. Or there were last year. I don't know if they'll do it next year, but this year there were. Like, there was like a thin film of like smoke over the whole thing. Or steam, or whatever comes out of smoke, like dry ice stuff. Yeah, I also need music on. Oh dear. Speaking of music, my music's going for it. Heck yeah, Sims. I started streaming Game Chop since it's specifically free game music. It's similar to what Jelly's got playing in the background. You mean like this? You mean like this? Oh dear. I have my own music playing. I play it in my headphones. My music choice is eccentric, oh no, eclectic, shall we say, so I can listen to music I like without subjecting my community to a weird taste. Yeah, I was there front row and all we could see was the smoke. Yeah, there was a lot of smoke. And I felt bad because, like, there was, for instance, in the SFX category, Hartigan's whole costume created steam and smoke, and you could barely see it. Like, you could see it behind the scenes, but on stage you couldn't see it as well because of all the smoke machines. But, like, their costume made smoke. It was really, really cool. That's the Attack on Titan one, by the way. But yeah, you couldn't really see it on stage because, yeah, just like this. It's run by DJ Cutman, who's done a ton of game music for like 2 decades now, just like this. Yeah. Oh dear. Actually, Val, if you got the link, would you mind popping it in the Discord so I can also check it out after stream? You watched them making it. Yeah, Hartigan's very talented. And like, it's just, you know, and obviously their work still got judged. Like that didn't, it's not like they didn't get judged on that because you couldn't see it. It's just a shame for the audience, I suppose, and that you can't see some of the hard work people have done because of stuff like that. There we go. Wow. Oh, speaking of cosplay competitions, I don't know how many of you were in cosplay Twitter. There's a hell of a thing going on right now with a recent competition, which I did retweet someone's opinion on because I was like not really in a good place to be writing up any of my own messages. I was just in bed. But yeah, there was a League of Legends cosplay competition where somebody won and they were very, very good. Their costume was amazing, talented, definitely deserved the win. But cosplay Twitter, or not even cosplay Twitter, just Twitter in general was like, well, it wasn't the best there. Why did they win? They shouldn't have won. Like, obviously this other person was way better. And then started playing they only won because they're a woman and they didn't want to look sexist, so they gave the woman the win. And it's like this cosplayer had made a ridiculously good costume. Like, I was reading some of the stuff about it. They had made armor for their prosthetics. Like, they had a moving tail and proper wings. Everything was light up. Like, it was ridiculously good, this costume. And like, yes, physically it was smaller than some of the others, but the levels of detail and like, the really tricky, like painting silicone and bodysuits and stuff like that to all the same colors with completely different paints. Like, that's hard stuff. And they'd done it immaculately. Like, it was perfect. And so the skills they were showing were really high class skills. And that's why I say, like, they definitely deserved the win. They were fantastic. But there were other cosplayers there who had done bigger costumes. And what I would like to say as well is these cosplayers weren't trying to rile up their fans or anything like this. The cosplayers that didn't come first place were really sweet as well. They gushed about having a fantastic experience and like having a really good time. So it's none of the other cosplayers' fault as well. But people coming out of the woodwork to defend the cosplayers that didn't win when they hadn't asked to be defended and like they weren't there, you weren't in the judging room, was like, this is why people are scared of cosplay competitions, like legitimately. Like, so many people were writing like, this is what puts me off big competitions, because if I win and my cosplay is smaller than somebody else, am I just going to get attacked for winning? Because that's what happened to the person who won this competition. Had hundreds of thousands of people go and attack her for winning the cosplay competition. And like, like she was really sweet about it as well. She was like, I see it happening, and like I really appreciate the people who are, you know, speaking out. Like the judges came and spoke out about it and stuff like that, and like she said she really appreciated it, and like, you know, she'd be happy to show more pictures of the costume in detail once she can take photos and stuff like that, but she shouldn't have to do. But like to like defend herself that she had actually won, and like I'd say 99.9% of the people who were doing like attacking her had never made a cosplay in their life. So I don't know what experience they've got. And like, oh my god, some of the replies were just so, it was very cringy, honestly, at least from a cosplayer's perspective. Like reading some of these were like, I'm not on Twitter. Yes, that's what's been happening, Feathered. I'm sure you've seen it before. Like, it's not the first time it's happened, and it's so disappointing when like somebody wins and like what you remember a lot of is like the negativity surrounding it, and she didn't deserve it. Like, she'd made a fantastic costume using loads of different skills, and like, again, it was a very complicated piece. While it was smaller, it was complicated. Ah, dear, it's the mask coming off from the cheers. I had us all giggling. Yeah, it was really, and then handing it to Sunkoi, it was so good. It was lucky to, thank you, Val, appreciate it. Love keyboard warriors, hardly ever involved that cause it. Yeah, it's like 99% of the time it's not cosplayers. There are cosplayers who did take part in it, which very disappointing to see. But the majority of people were not cosplayers. They were just people that were like, I like this one better. And it's like, great, because this other cosplay did win the fan favorite. Like, they not only came in 3rd place, they also won fan favorite cosplay. So I'm just gonna put it out there. They didn't walk away with nothing. Like, they did well. But fan favorite isn't always the most technically difficult costume. And like, that's fine. There can be cosplays that are really, really impressive. Like TwitchCon had it as well. The fan favorite didn't win any award, but it was a fan favorite because of the LEDs, the sparkliness. Like, it was a really good costume, and they won that award. They still go home with $4,000. Like, it's not like they didn't win anything. Whereas the ones that won the categories were probably slightly more technically difficult or used a wider range of skills. And like, that's how it is. I just time to start planning my attack on the winner of the next cosplay event if it isn't Jelly. Wow. No, I'd never want anyone from my audience doing that, because it's like, you know, it's so against what I believe in. I have, and it's sad. Yeah, it happens a lot. I think a lot of people as well took to Twitter as well to say some stuff about sewing cosplays and stuff like that, winning when they shouldn't. And like, there are times probably where like the sewing costume isn't your favorite, but they were making the argument of there's never an armor judge and stuff like that. And I don't know what it's like internationally. When I went to TwitchCon, there was not, like, the feedback was, we are not good enough at sewing to accurately judge this completely. Like, we don't know enough about the techniques you were doing because none of us are seamstresses. And it's like, nothing against the judges that were at TwitchCon. Like, they were fantastic, and I think all of their decisions were like spot on. The feedback was fantastic. But like, what I'm used to is there not being a sewing judge. And I don't think I've ever entered a cosplay competition where there has been someone who is proficient at sewing as their main skill. And so the arguments from the armor people being like, it's so unfair, we never have an armor judge. I have never been judged by someone who does sewing. Never. I've won, and I'm like happy for the times that I've won in the cosplay competitions I've entered, but I have never been judged by someone who does sewing, primarily. Never. And it's like, oh my god. And like, Horn sounds strange today. Sorry, Horn! There it is, they. Welcome on in, I hope you're having a good day. Bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. That's the thing as well, like, bigger doesn't mean better. It can be. Bigger can be the best cosplay there, but it's not unnecessarily the only way of winning. Oh my god, what was the comp again? It's the, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the League of Legends cosplay competition that's just happened, like last weekend or the weekend before. I know it was specifically League. There should be one from each. In an ideal world, that'd be the case, but there aren't as many big sewing cosplayers as there are big armor cosplayers. And like, in my mind, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's how it is, and that's how I'm used to it being. But it's quite funny watching people who only make armor crying about like, well, there's never an armor judge. Like, I hate to break it to you, but like 90% of judges have experience with armor. Like, it's such a big thing in cosplay. So yeah, there will be times where sewing people will win, and just because you don't necessarily do sewing doesn't mean you get to put those people down. Because they were literally posting pictures of people being like, I don't think this person deserved to win, and I don't think this person deserved to win. And it's like, that's rude. That's very rude. Like, I'm sorry, you're in the same position in my mind as all these other people. That's why I say like 99% of people that commented were not cosplayers, but there were cosplayers. And it doesn't even make any sense either, because the person who won didn't win with a sewing costume. Theirs was predominantly like SFX. Like, they didn't even win with a sewing cosplay, so I don't know where all these arguments come from. With no sewing judge, but surprisingly at localish events, the sewing costume won 2 years in a row. Yeah, it's like, sometimes I think maybe you do have the edge if nobody knows what you've done and you can explain it enough. But at the end of the day, it also means your feedback is consistently worse, because, not in a bad way, but like, to go against any of the judges I've been with, but they can't comment on stuff they don't know about. And so like, when it comes to that, what are you gonna do? One of them was completely beaded gown with tons of underskirts and all. Oh my god. Yeah, see, that would be insanely difficult to do. I mean, you would know that as well, because you're someone who works with fiber. Oh dear, armor, ears prick up. I do need to make a non-sewn costume then. Do I need to? I mean, you'll probably get more intense feedback if you're doing skills that judges are confident in themselves. And I should say as well, I don't want it to sound like I'm criticizing the feedback I got from TwitchCon. It was fantastic. Really, really helpful stuff that I am using in this costume already. But as a general rule, I think there are a lot more people who are confident in armor than sewing. So to all of the people that have been crying on Twitter about that, like, I don't know, cry more. Like, you've made up a problem. It doesn't exist. Oh dear. Even if it's not a cosplay, a named artist would work well. Yeah. I really don't like as well people taking pictures of cosplays and being like, these don't deserve to win. Like, even if you don't name the person, if they see that, it's just mean. It's mean-spirited and there's no reason. You can make your argument without highlighting people who should be celebrating, you know? If your argument is there isn't enough information for the audience to see about the cosplays, like we don't get enough stuff. As cosplayers ourselves, maybe, we would like more information about what made the cosplay so complicated or what all the details are. Like, just seeing them and not getting enough of that would be fair. Saying this person didn't deserve to win is rude, and there's no reason to do it in my mind. Like, you're just attacking someone. And like, yeah, I think there are ways to word your criticisms that aren't just this person sucks and I think this person should have won. Stuff like, you know, if there is an issue with the cosplay competition not sharing enough information about the cosplay, then fair. You know, that's fair criticism. Like, you know, this person won, but I had no idea why they won because we weren't told. Makes sense. Yeah, you know, maybe that is something they could incorporate next year. But yeah, it's yeah, I talked to the cosplay artist. She said she'd lost track of how many hours she spent on hand beading the whole thing and how much money went into it. It doesn't surprise me, especially with things like beads. It adds up and you don't even realize unless you're like actually writing down each one. It's like, it's small things to pay each time, so it's like, God, it adds up. I hate to think, me too. Let the keyboard warriors see the scorecards. I mean, I don't even think necessarily that, but I do think it's nice if you can explain why cosplayers are there. Like, you know, at TwitchCon they did like 5 minutes about each of our cosplayers. Like, that's good because it means when somebody wins, you already have an idea of why they've won, like without having to go and look at all the behind the scenes, and it kind of helps prevent some of this stuff happening. It always happens. There'll always be people saying, I think this one should have won or I think this one should have won, but it helps prevent it to an extent because you have the information in front of you. And like when people were announced as the winners, the judges went back and reiterated some of the most complicated parts of the cosplay at TwitchCon. They did a whole 5 minutes on why the cosplay was so good and then went back on why they won and like, or won their categories and then why they won overall. Like, you know, they went back and explained it in more detail for the audience, and I think that was a really good thing. Because while yes, it still happened, I still got comments, I'm sure the other cosplayers did too, it was small. And like when you think of like, I think nearly 1 million people watched it and it was like this much, comparatively to this one, which has now completely gone off on Twitter, and, you know, could have maybe been handled a little better by the event organization. Potentially, just to protect the cosplayers a little bit more. It always is going to happen, and it's always a shame to see it happen, but like, there's things you can do as well to like help negate that a bit. They say so that they deserve to win. What makes you seem very envious? Yeah, it makes you seem envious, or like, also it makes you seem like a little bit dumb, because, you know, they didn't get picked because they were a woman. They got picked because they were the best person there. They did the best costume that time. And somebody else might have made a better costume another time, but that time, on that day, they made the best costume. And you're arguing with industry professionals about that. That's like somebody coming and doing the plumbing for your house as a professional, and you being like, well, actually, I watched a YouTube video on how to put 2 pipes together, and I think that I could do a better job than you. It's like you're an idiot. you're an idiot. Oh dear. Spec when doing over the year makes it. Also, Marcia, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. So we're having a bit of a rant, but welcome. I hope you're having a nice day. Spec when doing over the year make it. Yeah, and this is a thing as well. Like, I would also say, and this is my opinion, the amount of hours that goes into a costume doesn't automatically make it a winner, because I've seen that argument as well. People being like, well, this person spent 2,000 hours when this person only spent 500, so they shouldn't be allowed to win. Just because you spent longer on a costume doesn't mean that you deserve the win. Like, that's not how that works. People can make more diverse and better costumes in shorter period of time. For instance, like my costume last year, I really focused in on 1 or 2 skills. Yes, I spent the longest, I think, making my costume, except for maybe Hut. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee me a win, because I didn't do as much of a diverse range of skills as the other people there. And so while I could do my 1 or 2 skills really, really well, if they do their 3 or 4 skills really, really well, they'll get the win. Yeah. I agree, having their reasons would be better. Yeah, I think. Also, Sky, welcome on into a little bit of a rant, but not too bad. It doesn't really include me too much, to be honest. I'm tagging on in. You used to the backlash has been in pageantry for 12 years. Oh god, yeah, I imagine it's quite. The thing is, I don't know what it's like behind the scenes in pageantry. In cosplay competitions, it's normally really chill. Like, all the cosplayers talk to each other. That's the other thing that really gets me. When you put down the other cosplayers in the competition to try and build me up, or vice versa, I actually get along with them pretty well. Like, a few of them I'm pretty good friends with at this point. And so when you're like, oh yeah, your cosplay was better than so-and-so might be my friend. And like, I don't really want to hear that. I don't want to hear you like putting down my friends to like boost me up. Like, why would I? And it's different, but like a lot of this cosplay circuits, you'll meet the same people over and over again, and you kind of get quite close to them. So like, when people are putting them down, it's like, well, that's my mate. I don't want to hear you put my mate down. It doesn't make me feel better. Oh dear, we've got a few people in the chat moaning that they weren't enough guys in the competition. Yeah. Oh, they're really sexist because they only picked women. And like, no, it's just that they happen to be the better cosplayers this time. There are some very talented male cosplayers that didn't enter that competition. But like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I think in a lot of competitions I've been in, they have been more women dominated. But more and more, you're getting really big, really good male cosplayers in these competitions. And if they didn't enter that one, they didn't enter that one. Like, the reason is because the people that entered that day were the better cosplayers. And if 90% of them were women, that's because they were better cosplayers that day. It's not, you're not based on your sex, you're based on your skills. Yeah. Oh dear lord, the comments. The comments are bad. They're bad. They're really bad. A lot of them. Like, if you found, I'm not gonna highlight it because I don't want to highlight that in the chat. What I might do is maybe get the link to the person who won. So first of all, that you guys can see the costume because it's fantastic. But also, if you want to, you know, comment something nice on their photos, it is really good. It deserves positive comments. Or just send them a like, you know. Oh no, I loved it. I'm glad you loved it. Heck yeah. It's very chill, like, help each other, like, you become a family, and then after an XYZ, it's like, why, yeah. This is the same thing then, isn't it? It's like, you don't want to see your other competitors get put down in front of you because you get along with them so well. Working more cosplay, taking their photos, so it's super interesting. Heck yeah, it's just cringe. There was a lot of cringe. There was a hell of a lot of cringe on that thread. What I would say is like every single cosplayer there was fantastic. At least like looking at their progress pictures and stuff like that, they're all really, really talented cosplayers. Like just because they didn't win first place doesn't mean they weren't talented. They were all really, really good. I think if you're going to change it next year, have a little bit more explanation as to what made the cosplay so good, so that the audience, at least a casual audience, can kind of see why somebody maybe won over someone else. Really explain that. Because otherwise, yeah, you get all these people coming in, and you will always get people coming in. Thank you for the spooky 25 anonymous. It's very kind of you. I can spooks. But yeah, you get like somebody coming in and like, you know, really explaining it in detail. I think as well, you'll never get the range of skills. Like there are skills there that we talk about that I don't understand. But like knowing why it's so complicated, I had to read Twitter threads in some places to find out why it was so complex. It would be nice if the organizers did that for you. The costume's incredible, all of them are. I'm glad I wasn't a judge. They did say that some of the judges have commented on that thread to be like, oi, 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 they didn't win because they were a woman. This is why they won. But like, you know, they did mention it was a really hard call. Like they were all ridiculously good costumes. Yeah. When I post cosplay photos of people, I actually have to turn the comments off because people get wild in the comment section. Yeah. There's always that. I mean, this is a thing that I had for Twitch this year as well, which I was like, you might want a little bit more moderation in the chat because there are some words that were slipping through that really shouldn't be slipping through. There were some slurs that were slipping through and that really shouldn't be slipping through. And you know, we all got like our highlights of our cosplay going on stream, which was really, really cool. Like us walking on to the stage. It was a shame to see some of the comments being like that, which they really shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, not at all. And it wouldn't be a difficult thing for Twitch to fix, to add a little bit of moderation to at least make sure people aren't putting slurs in your chat. Nothing to do with the event organizers at TwitchCon. They were fantastic, but the moderations on the stream would have been, you know. Some people got it a lot worse than others. It was rough, but like, you have a thick skin. Know that people might say some really trashy stuff about your costume while live, but the nice comments, I think, for the most part, outweighed the negative, which was really nice. Everyone that was posting lovely comments was really cool. I saw some people from this community as well popping in and putting some really nice comments, and I thought that was really nice. Like, not just about my cosplay, but other people's cosplays as well. Like, I went back and watched the stream, so it was really nice to see some of you guys in there, like, cheering everybody on. Like, it was really nice. I was like, oh, look at them cheering on everybody. It made me really happy. Oh dear. They probably were sewing upside down underwater while playing Valorant and they ate. Yeah. It wasn't great. It's more annoying when they started to say, oh, that's not historically accurate. The right technique you're thinking, mate, is cosplay. It's made how it's made. Often it's cheap for reasons. I'm never gonna ask for, yeah. Like some people will aim for that and it'll be something that they'll like really highlight in their costume. But then for other people, you'll be highlighting the opposite. For me, I was highlighting that it cost me like a maximum of 20 quid a month to make the costume. And that I was using really cheap materials and using techniques that meant I could keep it cheap so that it was more accessible to a wider audience. And like that was something that I highlighted with my costume, whereas other people were highlighting the use of historical techniques, making the fabric, stuff like that. So like, you know, people have different motives and different goals with their own costumes. One is not necessarily better than the other. I wanted to climb into the comments and smack a few heads together. It was totally unnecessary. Oh, it absolutely was. I wish I could have been in there myself and also cheering people on, because obviously I had to be ready to go on stage and stuff like that, so I couldn't really watch it. But I would have liked to have been in that position as well, because there were some really nasty people in there. Cosplay America for us is 1 a.m, which sucks, yeah. Never seem to be good moderation events, I've noticed. Me neither. They just whack it in emote only if it gets too much. Oh dear, I ended up closing chat and just watching, yeah. The people in the scenes are technically are typically more supportive, for sure. But yeah, I think, you know, I know I'm not the only cosplayer that watched it back. My comments were very mild comparatively to a few of the other people that entered, and it absolutely wasn't deserved. And this is with Twitch doing everything they can to really highlight why the cosplayers deserve to be there as well. and it was a shame. But what I was really proud of was seeing you guys in there, like, spamming positivity. Like, you guys were so cool, and I really appreciated that. I think a lot of the other cosplayers really appreciated that as well. Like, obviously, if it was too much, like, get yourself out, your own mental health first, and I completely appreciate that. But the people that did stick around and were posting positivity and, like, spamming good vibes were, like, I really appreciated it. I think the other cosplayers probably really appreciate it as well. Like, yeah, and I think as well the people that went even further and would spam positivity to the cosplayers themselves, because I know a couple of them got some pretty nasty comments after the event. And, like, again, you don't want to see it. You never hope that it happens, but it does. Like, in some ways, not winning is a benefit because you're not in the highlighted position. Oh dear. I only had the app open to do the public vote. That's fair, that's fair. You missed it, no, it's fine. And again, like, obviously it wouldn't be in a time zone for everyone, people at work, and like, I totally get it, but the people that were there, you were fantastic. You were really cool, and I appreciate it. I watched the whole thing, so I saw a lot of you. You were really cool. I was hoping to getting screenshots. I didn't say anything in chat. No, but again, your screenshots, you were the one who did the Sunkoi one, right? 10 out of 10. But yeah, no, I don't think I'd really highlighted that before, and like I should, because the people that were in this community spamming positivity, and like I'm sure you were in the other cosplayers communities as well to an extent, but like I really appreciated it. I think everyone really appreciated it. If I don't get in next year, that's gonna be my goal, is to be one of the people that are just spamming positivity to all the cosplayers, because Twitch can be quite brutal sometimes, and like I think all of us knew that going in. We weren't going in blind. We kind of knew what was going to happen, but like it can be quite brutal getting that feedback live, and like especially in a moment that you really want to highlight. Thank you, Steam Elements. To you too. It can be quite brutal getting that back. And again, I would say that I got off very, very mildly, but some people got a lot more. And seeing the spam of positivity from you guys was like, yeah, you guys rock. Oh yeah, you were there though, Zay. A bit different if you were there. I got that, and then Dem outdid himself with the gifts. It was top tier, it was. And honestly, it was really nice to have those little positive moments, because again, like, I know, I don't want to name any of the cosplayers that are getting negativity, because I don't really want to put them on the spot like that. Like, if you saw it, you saw it. But there were cosplayers who have been in this community that were getting that kind of negativity, and it was really cool that everyone was like boosting them, lifting them up, like making gifts, making posts, spamming positivity. Like, you guys are really cool for that. And I'm sure they appreciated it. In fact, no, I know a couple of them appreciated it, because I was there. Oh dear. Right, should I get you in the big view? Want to see my romper? A big old romper suit. So the bit that I'm a bit worried about, this, it needs to be probably, that is the highest it can go. It actually needs to be quite low, because, yeah, basically, I need it to go down the legs, because it needs to have the gap there, but also there's like come across there on the bodysuit underneath. The rest of it I'm actually pretty happy with. Like, it comes up a good height, it's like bulky, I can move my arms around in it without them falling off eventually. Like, it's a bit bulky at the back maybe, but I think with the head on it will help pull it up, since this will end up being a cape. I think I need to go a little bit maybe bigger here, I'm not sure. Oh dear. This book, you can use it as overalls for painting. I wish I could, but I'm gonna have to take it apart, because this is gonna be the pattern, not the paper one. Otherwise I would. Looks like pajamas. Heck yeah! These are my molded pajamas. It is very romper-esque. That bit will end up going over top of that, and like, honestly that fits pretty good. It's still loose. The bit at the back, it goes up into a hood, but it might still be a little bit loose. I might want to sew it down the center, I think. Because yeah, it comes up high enough, but it's a bit hangy. Ah, dear, molded romper, the new fashion line from Umbrella Corp. The other thing is, the arms, they are okay. Could be just a little bit longer. So this is meant to be the wrist. It's the very end of the hand, but I really want the wrist to be maybe to there. I might want to make them just a little bit longer so they can go to the end of my hands easily, and then burst out the front. My quick change. Yeah. The other thing is, yeah, the legs. This is the issue that I have, is my legs are a bit bigger than my upper half. I think will need to be bigger. I think I've got them pretty big already, but I think they are not big enough. What I'll do then, I think, is unpick the top of the legs and put like a little triangle in it. That way I can have like a little bit more hip space. 2024 Jelly PJ on sale. I mean, honestly, especially with the patterns I've used, they very much look like pajamas. But like, I like it, I'm comfortable. Oh dear, yeah, I can't like there now, which is a bit better because this is it will end up being like a fully separate piece, the head. The back though, while it does come up, I think it's because the back of me is bigger than the front, right? So I might need to add some extra fabric to counteract that. And I can get some around the legs, but I might need more just actually in the back. Whereas I wanted it to come down, but it's like really tight around my butt right now. So it is what it is. Need to gusset. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I'm laughing, but you're not wrong. You need to laugh at, oh, you're fine, Red, take care. I'm gonna, people are looking for other fiber crafters, check out Red. They make lots of heckin' stuff on their channel. I am kind of warm in this. Take off the baby romper. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add some triangles into the legs, I think, and then maybe add a little bit more into the butt so that it's not quite so tight. The only thing is, I really wanted, I guess it doesn't really matter with this since I'll be adding so much decoration over the top. I was thinking I wanted it made of, actually it could still be made of 2 parts. I wanted it to be made of 2 really big pattern pieces rather than more than that. As long as, yeah, it'd be down the center and the back, I could still do that. Okay, I said I was gonna look, but nah, can't be asked. Fair, I've been there. I think all of us have been there at least once. The idea of 3D printing parts being incorporated in a cosplay competition is exciting to me. I've seen cosplays that Shori's done, but nothing in cosplay community. I am very excited to try this. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to take some testing, I assume. The other thing is I'm going to have to really, I don't know how I'm going to sand it, but I'll give it my best shot. It needs to be sanded, and then I want texture put into it, but it's okay. We'll work it out. We'll get there. It'll be fine. Oh my god. It's going to be a work, but it'll be okay. The world always makes me cackle. I have no idea why. Because it's funny. Because gusset is funny. You're not wrong, Feathered. No, let nobody tell you that you're wrong. It's a funny word. I was gonna let the copy ask with Unity. Understandable. Oh dear. I'm trying to think if anything else has happened since I've been gone. I think it's mainly just that one cosplay competition. It's just a shame. It is just sad, and like I do feel really bad for the cosplayer that won because they were so good, and they didn't. You don't want to win a cosplay competition and have any of that happen to you. And again, like a lot of people were retweeting it, like this is what puts me off cosplay competitions. It's like fair, understandable, because if winning is this much of a detriment to you, like you're not gonna want to win. Unless you try a flexible filament, might be more complicated though. Nah, I do want it to be stiff. A lot of what I'm sewing on is stiff, so I do want it to be like stiff, you know. Right, let me take this off and get you into the other camera again because we need to add some extra bits. Bits to the bottom and bits to the middle. The leg length is good though. It goes right up to where the feet would be, so I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, and the back as well, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember. All right, get that out. There we go. And get that out there. Okay. A bodysuit, a very pink bodysuit. So the back piece, I'm gonna cut it down the center. I'm gonna sew it together. So maybe I'll cut it out of the. There you go. Good stuff. Let's sew that together. That's a nice easy fix, honestly. I don't know how well it'll fix it, but it's a start. I need to add more into the butt. That's gonna be a bit of a pain, honestly. I'll have to do some unpicking for that, I think. But we can do it. Not impossible. Just a bit annoying. But I can't have it that it rips when I sit down, and so while I do want it tight around the butt, I might just be able to make it look like it's tight around the butt, even if it isn't. Because it's a bit too tight right now. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. So that goes in a little bit more now. Might need to go in further than that, but then I'll take it the whole piece will go in. Actually, do I want to do that? Do I want the whole piece to go in? Yes, is the answer. I do want the whole piece to go in. Oh, but then actually I'd have to okay, no. We'll hold off on that because I need to measure how big the head is. And then we can think about doing that. Right. This bit, the bit that's been ripping, I actually need that to not rip. Unless I'm going to put some extra fabric in it, which I'm not going to do right now. What I do need to do is have the legs undone a little bit. Because this bit needs to not rip, actually. Although I might end up ripping it later when I add the extra piece of fabric in, but not yet, so that's for later. There you go. The bits I need to rip are actually going down the legs. Where have I put my unpicker? I'm sure it was right here. And it's just disappeared on me. Oh, it's on the floor. Duh. It's great when you can get it. You need a special feeder though. Yeah. Come on. Did I do a backstitch? I must have. A little stay stitch, but that's okay. I shouldn't have done that. We will make mistakes. And, oh actually no, this is where I started sewing, where I hadn't altered the machine settings. That's why. I was confused. I was like, this very tight stitching. Why is it so tight? I knew what I was doing. So, yes, but not right at the beginning you didn't. Beginning, hadn't altered the machine settings. There you go. Okay. That should be a bit better. Because there'll be zips up those sides. And then if I want to put any more in, I think actually it should be okay. Okay. Let's measure the head really quickly. That could be a good idea of what I need to go next. Oh dear, we meant to get CR10 to print TPU. That was before we found it wasn't supposed to be able to do so. Amazing what you can do if you don't know. So, if you don't know that it's impossible. God damn it. Smart though. Oh, I've pinned it, haven't I? Yep. I remember. I've got a new setting that apparently I can look at. I don't know what that is. Right, go from this line all the way around to this line-ish. Oh, it's like 40 inches. Okay, 100 centimeters, let's say. I'd rather do it a little bit tight here. And where's the top of this? It means that the neck piece has to be 100 centimeters. So if it's more, I can shorten it. But if it's less, then I have to fix that. Okay. And to there. And to there. Oh, I think it's more, which is good. I wanted to make it smaller. Yes, so right now it's going to be around that. Around 130, which means 30 centimeters too big. I could take some of it off the front, but I will take probably quite a bit off the back. And that is, if I say take 20 of those centimeters off the back, let me just double check, get it to about 10. I think it's about here-ish. There you go. About there. Quite a lot. We'll go a little less. I get nervous. I want it to go down quite far. Not the whole way down, but quite far. So maybe about there. Hell yeah. Oh dear, Blue, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you need a hobbed gear setup. That's some workaround, so there's a better system than most. Oh. Okay, we're gonna get this sewn in so that the back's a little bit tighter. Well, once I can find a pin. There you go. That should work. Oh. It is making the back dramatically smaller though, is the only thing. Like, the back gets small. Very small. Should I maybe take some more of the front? You know what, I'll sew on the inside of it because it does feel like I'm making it a lot smaller. It makes me anxious. Oh dear, I said PETG. If you plan to sand it, PLA, while easier to print, does not sound very well. Okay. Now PETG I know of. I've had sheets of PETG before. I've used them. Glances at clock. Ah, that explains why I'm feeling hungry. It's 12. Yes, please do get yourself some food. Maybe I'm not eating snacks. I won't be doing a super long stream today because I still have a migraine. And it's not super bad, but it's bad enough that I probably can't go for a really long time. However, I do want to get this pattern in a good place before I go, because that gives me something to move on to. Okay, that's a little better. And then at the front, we'll probably have to make it smaller too, but I can cut that straight from the center, can't I? Yeah, I probably could. Thing is, this is meant to overlap a little bit. Probably by about 10 centimeters, so this actually might not be too far off. I'll trim it a little, because it is quite big right now, but actually it's probably not as far off as I originally thought, which is not a bad position to be in at all. I can turn that off as well. That there. Oh dear. I have like I think a salad for lunch. I haven't really fancied eating anything else, so I've been having a lot of salads, and honestly, I don't know, sometimes it either goes one or two ways. Either I have a migraine and I want the most oily food possible, to you two stream elements, or I have a migraine and I want to eat only green things. And I don't know what makes it go one way or the other, but it's always one or the other. Push and Mini should handle it really well, and their settings to PETG are pretty good. Does really well with the heat, easy to hand, has a bit of flexibility. Oh, okay. Cool. Heck yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, Val. So I should just be able to set it up and go. That's good to know. Okay, just take a little bit off the front. Okay. All right, try on time again. Excuse me. Sorry for the coughs. Wow. Actually, I'll take my headset off because it just kind of gets in the way, honestly. Oh yeah. There we go. Ooh. And then into this one. Right, back in we go. The other thing I do have to bear in mind is I am kind of wearing baggy pants on the inside of it. They're not super baggy, but they're a little baggy. They add a bit extra, which is probably a good test for having the bodysuit underneath. Where is the other arm gone? Arm, please. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. That is tighter at the back for sure. Look at that. Oh. Now I have a lot more at the front, but I guess it's kind of what I wanted since this will be rip away anyway. Oh, oh. It is looking more and more like pajamas because it's starting to fit kind of well. I'm just gonna put a couple pins in it so it holds in there. You really like this shirt with the sharks on it? Heck yeah. It's from Redbubble. It's from an artist on Redbubble. They do some really cute designs, but they also did the cute sharks and I had to get it. There we go. So that I don't have to hold it. The only thing that it's missing is this. I need this. Come up and fit around there. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. If I angle my camera up a bit more, I can actually do this without bending down, so I'm gonna move my mic. Ooh, hello. There we go, there we go. Wow. Yeah. And like, it should be able to really easily just whoop, 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 whoop. And then whoop, 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 whoop. Oh dear. Whoa. I don't know how easy it'll be to do both arms, but we'll get there. A bit of contortionist, yeah. Physically I can do it, but... Back out. Coming off my shoulder it is. There we go. It's manageable. We can do it. It looks like a... I don't know what you call it. Pastel astronaut. But pajama party in space, kinda. Oh my god, my hair. Oh dear. The middle shark's my favorite. Oh yeah, wait, let me just angle you down so you can see what I was talking about. I'll unpin myself. And reveal, instead of a Zoe costume, it is just some derpy sharks. There they are. There's another one down there too. Oh dear. The chicken space smoothie. Wait, actually, yeah, does Chicken Run have something like this in it? I feel like I've seen this before too now. Is it Chicken Run? Do I look like one of the chickens in Chicken Run? There we go, secret cosplay. You thought I was making the molded for Resident Evil, but actually, Chicken Run. Yeah, what I need to do is take this apart and start making this into a fabric pattern as well. I'm just a little hesitant to do so right now. It's like, I need to do it, but commitment. Chicken Little, maybe? I'll be honest, I haven't seen too many things with chicken in space. It is, I just googled it, oh my god. Wait, it's Chicken Little or Chicken Run? One of those two. Oh heck, Cyber! Welcome on in, that's very kind of you for 5 months. Jesus Christ, Cyber. Do you like we have astronaut gear right now, but it's like pastel. Welcome to Pastel Astronaut. It's actually a pattern. I'm just testing it out in the fabrics that I have to hand, which happen to be all very cute. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Get the scissors on it. All right, we'll do it. I still absolutely love this part of the cosplay when everything looks so weird. You just gotta trust the process. Yeah, listen, it's like this will look good. You just have to wait. Like, listen, once it's in the right fabric, it's gonna look fantastic. Until then, I'm gonna look like a pastel astronaut. All right, let's get this off here then. We'll do a little trim. These aren't well, they probably are originally fabric scissors, but I should say these aren't actually fabric scissors right now. I have some better fabric scissors. I just don't know where they are. And there we go. Get that out of there. And then all of this actually does need a trim since it's a little bit long. I have drawn lines on it, so I'm not going in blind, I promise. Go, and then make sure all this is folded up. And there you go. There you go. And then on the other side. There you go. So that'll be my jaw. And the rest of it will be the hood. Oh god. There it is. We got it. It's out. There you go. There's my hood. My hood and my jaw. To eventually be over this. Heck yeah. And then my little jaw bit, which I think is this bit. There you go. Here it is. That's gonna be great. Oh dear. Trust the process. Heck yeah. Looking pretty good. Thank you, Cyber. I appreciate no, never trust the process. Never not trust the process. Never not trust the process. Heck yeah. When in doubt, get it out. Yeah. Got a process here. And it's going okay. We'll get there. I don't normally make such, like, I guess I can't say I don't normally make big costumes. I literally just made a big costume. But I genuinely don't normally make big costumes. But this is quite a big one for me. Glorious. Thank you. Here it is. It's gonna be great. Yeah, you guys trust me. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see it and be like, wow. How could I ever have doubted that? It's fantastic. I mean, it was kind of like that with Mateus for a really long time though, right? When I was making all of the tiny little embroideries, everyone being like, how is this gonna come together? I don't understand. And honestly, I was kind of risking it as well because I'd never done anything like that before. But you know what? It did come together. So I'm just getting some of the extra cling film out because there are definitely some lumps of cling film in this. The other thing is that this is going to have to be cut so it lies flat. Probably won't do that today because I don't really plan on making the hood right now, but it will need to be cut so that it lies flat. I imagine down the centre and at the sides, probably. Oh dear, jelly betting the farm every time. God, it's gonna look so cool. It's gonna look really creepy as well, but it's gonna be really cool. Yeah, you know what? I know it's a really short stream. I'm probably gonna end it there, just so that I can take a nap and try to get better. Because yeah, still kind of got a migraine. It's not terrible, but it's bad enough. Bad enough that I feel it. So I'm probably gonna end it there. But thank you everybody for joining. I am still here, by the way. Sorry, I'm just on the floor. I'm just kind of, you know, chilling over here, as you do. We'll find somebody else to raid into as well, so do hang about. So we'll find someone to send you to. Hopefully tomorrow I'll feel a bit better and we can get a bit more in depth about this. Also, we should hopefully be getting a package of some cosplay making supplies, which means that I might be able to actually start making it out of some of the actual fabrics, which would be really good. We'll be making it out of red first and then moving on to the colours on top. So we'll be making like a muscle base. That's our first job. Let's see though, who is in fact live that we can send you all to? Oh, not so many people today. Normally, it's maybe because I'm ending a little bit earlier. Not quite as many people as I'm used to. That's okay. We can raid into B. B is actually on quite late, unless they've moved house already, because recently they've had to stream a little bit earlier, so it'd be nice to be able to send them some love. Heck yeah. Did you get your shotgun? Was I getting a shotgun? Not as far as I'm aware. But hey, you never know. Also, thank you for putting the raid calls in the chat. We are going to be raiding a sweet bean known as B. There you go. Where's... Oh, have I not copied it? My bad. Excuse me. I am actually a professional streamer. Yeah. There you go. If you've not met B before, B is a very sweet bean. They do Apex, but they also do really sweet streams. It's a really nice, it sounds really hectic, but it's actually a really nice, relaxing place to just sit down and craft because she's chatting constantly. So if you like that, you mentioned a new mic is drown out the house renovations. Oh, I'm not getting a new mic. No, I am, what you calling it? Just playing Doom music whenever they're going. I'm just spamming Doom. Oh, yeah, we're gonna raid into B. Grab a raid call if you fancy. Obviously, no pressure, you don't have to. It's just a nice way of spreading some love, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow and a little bit healthier so that my brain is working a little bit better for sewing. But yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully, it's been 4 days, man. It should be out pretty soon. All the pressure. Oh, bye, George. Thank you for popping by. We'll actually probably see you again in a minute because we're going into B. So see you all soon. Take care. Let's go. Over B. All the way to B's. Heck yeah, right. Stop streaming.